First Nation tribes of Siksika, the Piikani, the Ilya, the Stoney Nakoda First Nation tribes of Chiniki, Bearspaw, and Goodston, and the Tsuut'ina First Nation. This territory is also home to the Métis Nation of Alberta, Regions 5 and 6. As an organization, Calgary Sports and Entertainment is proud to continue our commitment to learn from and partner with our Indigenous community.
What is going on, everybody? Starting to get my legs back underneath me again and getting the energy back after some of the shots. And I am excited to be here tonight. The Calgary Flames at the Saddle Dome at the Scotiabank as we get a chance to see the Flames in their second home game. This time it's against the Chicago Blackhawks, head coached by Luke Richardson. They're 1-1-1 on the year. Again, this assignment's going to be a little bit of pre-scouting as well because you get set to see them live next month against the Seattle Kraken at Climate Pledge. This can also be a little bit of homework, so this will double down today. So Connor Bedard, Nick Foligno, Teuvo Teravainen, Alec Martinez, and Seth Jones. It's Philipp, Kurashev, Taylor Hall, Tyler Bertuzzi, Alex Vlasic, and TJ Brody, Jason Dickinson, Ilya Mikheyev, Joey Anderson, Andreas Athanasiou, Patrick Maroon, and Craig Smith, with Wyatt Kaiser and Connor Murphy. Peter Mrazek should be the goaltender of record. If not, it'll be Soderblom on the backup end. And again, for the Calgary Flames, head coached by Ryan Huska, it sounds like this. Nazem Kadri, Samuel Honzik, Andrei Kuzmenko, Mackenzie Weegar, and Daniel Miramonov. Marty Pospisil, Jonathan Huberdeau, Anthony Mantha with Kevin Ball and Rasmus Anderson. Michael Backlund, Connor Zary, Blake Coleman, Justin Kirkland, who scored his first NHL goal in the last game that they played against the I believe the Philadelphia Flyers, not against the Oilers, but they did win that double dip. Ryan Lundberg and Matthew Coronado will be in the back end with Jake Bean and Braden Paul. And I believe it's going to be Dustin Wolf in net off of that back-to-back for Dan Bedard. So that's where we should be. If not, I will definitely change it. The Calgary Flames have started 3-0 on the season. So for the Flames, it's worth noting, when you walk into it for Jonathan Huberdeau, it's been much maligned for his season, correct, over the first couple of years in Calgary. Well, he's already got, I think, 4 goals in his back pocket, 4 assists as well. So he's been really good. The entire team has been scoring goals. Again, you talk about some of the losses over the last few years. With the last Lindholm, Nikita Zadorov, Noah Hannafin, some big names no longer on the team. And yet, right now, that has not tethered any of these guys to be able to score as many points as they've needed to. Marty Pospisil, and you still have Connor Zary in the mix of the young kids. Coronado going to get some time. Klapka was decent in the time that we saw him. And Igor Shankovich will still sit week to week, so more firepower is coming. My only concern for the Flames is that goaltending tandem of Vladar and Wolf, because I mentioned before, you know that they're going to get the mix in between the two as far as playing some games. I don't think it's going to be particularly strong at the NHL level. However, I think the development is the most important going forward in the Flames in this season. Same thing you could say for the Chicago Blackhawks. Alongside them adding some of those names, because again, Taylor Hall coming back from the ACL, Tyler Bertuzzi, able to bring in. You got Ilya Mikheyev, a couple other pieces in there with Teuvo Teravainen, who they added from the Carolina Hurricanes, as it is Peter Mrazek in goal for Chicago. It's going to add to this team that still needs a lot of help. Again, Artem Levshinov was the second pick, as Dustin Wolf is getting the start. So at least that was a guess on my part, but they're both in. But the second pick in Artem Levshinov was going to be missing some significant time, but he's a defender out of the Michigan State Spartans, about 6'3", 6'4". He's going to have some ability, and he will prove to be a good future piece for this team. But they started to add alongside Connor Bedard, and I think that's the next step along their development. So it's two teams that are trying to peak a little bit in their development. For the Flames here, try to see if they continue off to a good start, because you already got wins over Vancouver and Edmonton. So good wins there, and we get this puck drop underneath at the Saddle Dome, and we are underway. I think this is going to be me on a solo broadcast today, but that is fine. This will work as some extended scouting. As Peter Mrazek, I'll play this one up the back pass, intercepted by Michael Backlund, and this will be dumped back in. Again, TJ Brody is a former Toronto Maple Leaf as well, so there is some experience on this squad in the back end. That's what you need, alongside Seth Jones, who's got that long contract. Here's a slap shot near the right side point. A good save for Dustin Wolf as we get underway. That was let go from Alex Vlasic. So they're already profiling. Kelly Hurdy is Connor Bedard. Again, when it's near the right side red line, he gets that wide open pass for Vlasic. Again, that's an NHL 25 1T spot, but that was just straight up online blast for a slap shot there. Again, that needs to be patched from the video game, but in real life, you don't mind seeing those shots. Good defensive zone draw win by Marty Pospisil. And this will go in across the Flaming Seas. You got the red jerseys and mixed with the gold and white. The Chicago Blackhawks with the road whites and black pants on that striping. It's picked up now by Mackenzie Weegar. Will make an outstretched pass that gets picked off from 50 off the sauce. That's a 3-on-2. Here's a drive in behind the cage. One-timer set up there. It got blown away from Jones. Now Weegar with Taylor Hall. Here's another slap shot. Good 5-hole save by Dustin Wolf. As Jonathan Huberdeau spins in his own end, makes a back pass, and now the Flames can look to get started right to left on their own end with Nazem Kadri. We'll dump this one down deep. Picked near the right side, Jason Dickinson gets stick lifted. This is loose out between the circles, now picked up by Jake Bean, high slot. They'll go D to D. Here's a one-time shot. It gets deflected there by Mrazek, the former Red Wing, as he's bounced around a little bit with Toronto and Chicago and Detroit. Good steal here for Calgary, but Honzek on his back skate as this one gets dumped in. Jake Bean got to get on his horse against Joey Anderson. Anderson now in on the inboards. Jason Dickinson take it D to D. Here's Murphy now on the right side for the Blackhawks. Ilya Mikheyev will send this one across as they matriculate around the horn for Luke Richardson's squad. Still working in behind the cage as Dustin Wolf's on the stand-up near the right post. Dickinson loses the puck and falls down. Honzek makes the pass now for Nazem Kadri. 3-on-2 developing as Kuzmenko's on the off wing. Kadri gets pinned against the boards. Send this one down for Kuzmenko. Here's a sauce pass out in front. It's loose. Chicago, don't know if there's going to be a trip there. I think they said play on with Ryan Lomberg. He gets behind the zebra. Now behind the cage as it's batted around a couple more times there for Anderson. Try to take it the other way. This is thefted by Balls. He'll finish his check in near the player's bench and across the right side blue line. As Calgary will bounce this off the embankment. Here's Lomberg. Backhand. Oh, what a stop for Mrazek. He was on the seat of his pants. And this one out of Weegar. That was the best save of the game so far as we're just getting underway with 17:05 left to go in the first. That was a definite scoring opportunity. Back pass. As Coronado, I think he was the one that got robbed. Weegar settle it down off his back skate for Miramonov. Miramonov now near the right side boards as this goes for Matthew Coronado. Coronado now near the right side boards will get dispossessed. Chicago will try to take it the other way, and Coronado now working his way. I'll take his change. Mackenzie Weegar, the former Florida Panther, now in his second season. As this will go to Mrazek. Long outstretched pass. It eluded through Coleman and nutmegged him. And now Foligno will dump this one ahead here for Connor Bedard. Hall tries to get on his P's and Q's. You got to deny that youngster that skating space because once he gets it, he can absolutely explode. Connor Zary. Here, Coleman on the off wing. Here's a wrister. He tried to go from the right side post, but that went high and wide. Here's Calgary now, and near the right side boards, but Foligno, the captaincy, will send it the other way for Connor. Connor in full flight, number 98. Take the wrister, full speed, and Wolf with a snazzy glove save as we get a stoppage with 16 minutes left to go in the first. This is a track meet right now, early at the Scotiabank Saddle Dome. And Connor Bedard, when he gets that puck in open space, you can see him absolutely explode in those legs, garner that speed, and have high accuracy on that wrist shot. And it was Wolf that made a fantastic glove save. And the sauce pass is it was Kirkland looking for his second goal. He was the one that got robbed by Mrazek. Defensive zone draw off the tie-up. Anthony Mantha now trying to find it between the skate blades. It bounces. It's friendly here for Chicago. This is between the seams, and Calgary will clean up the mess right in front of the slot. Now for Mantha in the left side wing. He gets blown up a little bit. Marty Pospisil off a hold, and Mantha will be strong enough to bull his man down as Huberdeau will send it down deep and off the back skate. Murphy will get dispossessed. Good work there from Marty to try to get a steal alongside Rasmus Anderson. As it's 15:25 left to go in the first round. And with you on the call, it's Scotiabank. Huberdeau. Nice skate through. He'll get it right back in between his legs. Send it back to Dino for Uyghur off the back skate. Oh, he tried to snipe the top of the bar. He just missed that one. That was a heat seeker as it goes down to the left side red line. Uyghur bowls over his man as we get a delayed icing call. And this will be touched up by Miromanov. 15 minutes left to go in the first. So I know Cooper Hopkins told me in that second game after they get the 6-5 win against Vancouver that there was a really nice tribute for Johnny Gaudreau. And again, Columbus had their home opener today. They had the reaction of the tribute for the open right wing for Johnny Gaudreau alongside his number for the amount of seconds. I'm sure there wasn't any dry eyes. This here's a one-time for Kadri in Chicago. We'll take this one near the right side boards. Stingray says, bro, just copying my reactions. How about those Yankees, says Tomcat. Let me look ahead and get that scoreboard once we get a moment. Let me look into this, Tomcat. I'm going to go on the MLB scores on ESPN. Right now, the Yankees are up 3-0 against the Guardians. Again, I thought if the Tigers made it there, they would probably lose there as well. So right now, 3-0 lead officially for the Yankees over the Guardians as that sits in the fifth. Again, I'll say this on the recording side again. If the Tigers were going to get there, I thought that's where they would lose too. But we'll see what happens with the Guardians. There's still time. I'm going to listen as well. The Oilers game is going. I appreciate that, Stingray. I'll give you updates when we get in through the commercial break as well. The Oilers have lost their first 3 games at home. I would say mild panic. I'll give my numbers a little bit in the intermission. If it is just me, we'll go through that a little bit. Normally, Cooper Hopkins does join me, but I don't think he can be here for every broadcast. I know he's pretty excited about his Flames and their bitter rivals with the Oilers alongside Vancouver, but I would say more so the Oil. Kuzmenko, this one bounces off his stick and right to Wolf. We'll just pocket it and hold on. So Dustin Wolf, I love that mask that he's got there alongside. It's painful being an Oiler fan right now. You know what? I know it's early in the year, Stingray, but I kind of, the Stan Bowman thing is the one that bothered me the most. You can let me know what you think about it. I know it's going to take some time alongside Jeff Skinner, not used to being in winning organizations, been alongside from Carolina and then Buffalo. I think they will get that stuff together eventually because you got 2 of the top 5 players in the world, one of the best, and Draisaitl top 5 at worst. Here's a slap shot. This one will bounce off of Wolf. Bedard tries to pick it up in amongst the scene. Now they're working behind with Jason Dickinson and now Kevin Bull. Former New Jersey Devils, Rasmus Anderson hope gets this ahead too. Chip and chase. This Marty Pospisil will go too deep, and this will be an icing. So we're going to look at Rasmus Anderson to see if he looks up a little bit ginger. They're saying John Abbott is the new play-by-play man. I'm honestly wondering if I should flip it in the second period because you have Ball on the other end, Rick Ball alongside Kelly Hurdy, who that was a double hit from Dickinson against Rasmus Anderson. He just got hit in the mouth. Looked like he got cut a little bit, the stick. So Rasmus tied first on the Flames with 5 points in the first 3 games, 2 goals and 3 assists. Pretty good for a defenseman, because you're just winning your first 3 games and already having 5 points. Lumberg gets the steal for Coleman. He tries to drop it right back to Ryan, but there was no time for him to actually get there. It materialized a little bit too fast. Backlund now steals it. Coleman will shoot a wrister. This will be stopped by the left pad of Mrazek. And now sent back down away from Foligno is Connor Zary, who opened the season on the road at Rogers with a spectacular goal in OT. Undressed the defense to help win in 6-5. Kenzie Weegar, this will be too far for him off the back pass, and they'll pick it up across the Flaming Sea. 13 minutes left to go in the first. John under with you alongside Nicole. Calgary Flames and the Chicago Blackhawks. Didn't get a chance to cover the Blackhawks last year, but again, there's a lot of different personnel changes, and I feel like this is worth it. Mantha now, right wing, off his backhand with Marty Pospisil. And behind the cage, at Chicago now we'll find him in the left side red line. Patrick Maroon with a seam pass. Good stick check in the lane as he gets it away from Anthony C. Calgary get the possession now. Here's Bean off the left wing. He'll race across as it's blocked by Murphy. And now in behind the cage. Calgary will intercept in the high slot. Mantha off his back skate. Good feed. Bean in the left circle. Trying to force it in between the circles. And now to the left side. Bean will get back to his post. And near the left side blue line. And he'll recollect into the neutral zone. Here's a touch pass. Anthony Mantha stays onside. Try to leave for Bean. This one picked off. Kurashev. It's dispossessed of the puck for Nazem Kadri. He's under duress, though. You can only put this near the left side boards. This could be a break for Chicago. As this is picked up now by the Flames, it's still very contested near the right side dot in Calgary's own end. Bean will settle it down. Rasmus already back out there with Jake. Jake needed to take his change pretty soon. He loses it now to Taylor Hall. Wrister right into the stomach of Wolf. And we'll hold on with 11:36. I think we're going to take our first break. Shots on goal are 4-4. Type in some notes here, and then we'll jump back in. NHL scores, we got some interesting ones. The Canucks have not won a game yet this year, but they're 0-2. They've at least picked up a couple points. Honestly, they should have won that game when they had a 4-1 lead after one against Calgary, but they lost 6-5. They're currently losing anomaly 3-1. There's a challenge being issued, but I think that's going to stand anyway. So 3-1 lead for the Bolts over the Canucks. Caps have a 4-2 lead over the Golden Knights. Golden Knights will be losing their first game. Caps started the season 0-1, trying to get their first victory. Same for the Hurricanes, same record. It's a 3-1 score over the Devils. Devils will be 4-2 if they lose that one. Panthers are up 3-2 against the Blue Jackets. Panthers' only 2 wins are coming against the Boston Bruins. All 5 of those goals so far scored in the second. 12:08 left to go in the final frame. Wild have a 2-0 lead on the Blues. The Wild are 1-0-2 on the year. They picked up points in every game. The Kraken trying to get their second win. It's 12:24 in the second. All their goals, all 5 between both teams, scored in the first. Predators are 0-2 to start the year. Sharks and Stars tied at 1. Macklin Celebrini, if you didn't know, is already on long-term injured reserve. Our game, Blackhawks Flames, is tied at 0, and the Flyers and Oilers will get underway in about another hour. So puck drop already again after the commercial break as it's 11:20 left to go in the first. John, here with you on the call. Again on Hopeful Sports Guy officially as always. I will give you the game story once this play-by-play is all done. Seth Jones will send it around the embankment. Again, shots on goal are 5-4 Hawks here early, but it is scoreless. It's Tyler Bertuzzi. Nice work off the back skate. Set up the one-timer for Alec Martinez, but that goes harmlessly wide. Try to get back on this now, but a good back pass. In the defensive end, White Spring Kadri. It's got to get around a 2-on-1. And Calgary now will have this near the right side blue line. It gets stick checked at a little bit and across the flaming sea. Joey Anderson on his off wing as he gets cleaned up in amongst the slot. Zebra will bounce out of the way for Matthew Coronado as Mikheyev finishes his check, and the Flames just dump this in safely across the red line. Peter Mrazek will play it in between his legs and behind the cage as Blackhawks try to go left to right quickly. Dump it in the Flames' defensive end with Mackenzie Weegar. Rattle it around the inboards. It's not out until a pass goes to a vacant right point. Springs Lomberg. Here's Kirkland. One too many passes as this goes near the right side dot. Kirkland tried to find it again off his back skate. Turn back around now as this isn't too far for icing. Jake Bean. Recollect. Calgary. Here for Connor Zary. Zary, nice move between his legs. Stick track. tries to shoot it in between his legs on like a shot, and Peter Mrazek makes a good right pad save. Bedard off a one-on-one, half turn, still with it. He'll sauce it in the middle to nobody. Here's Blake Coleman, Connor Zary giving the Chicago defense some business. As it's Jake Bean, set it in deep now for Zary. He'll race after the puck against Kaiser. Zary now with it off his forehand near the right side wall. Finally, it took 3 Blackhawks to dispossess him. Here's Bedard racing in, trying to shoot short side. It bounces off the post. Bedard takes a big hit as he gets knocked down. Don't know if there's going to be an answer for that later. Blake Coleman, extra touch to Rasmus. Opening to the right wing is Rasmus. Works his way off a bounce pass. Here's Marty Pospisil, right wing. This goes D to D, cross ice pass. Will get deflected. Here's a hand in the air. We'll see what the call is going to be. 8:59 in the first. Rasmus Anderson will go to the box, and the Blackhawks will get their first power play of the game. Connor Zary, he just undressed Murphy and then shot it in between his legs. That was a really good save for Peter Mrazek as we go to break. I'm going to look at the comments again in a second. I just want to go ahead and see how much time is left. Okay. 3 viewers is a W. Hey, Stingray, I appreciate that. Again, I don't have a lot of subscribers, so we'll take what we can get because in YouTube I can't actually show the game, but I will give play-by-play. Stingray says, will the Detroit Red Wings make the playoffs? I think yes, but it will be close. Stingray, my only concern is, I guess, the same caveats from the last 2 years, correct, about Detroit and their defense. I know Jeff Petrie got injured, so they brought in Johansson on the other side, which I think could only be an improvement, even though he's still a young kid, Albert Johansson. You were carrying 3 goaltenders with Husso, Lyon, and Talbot. Husso got sent down to the Grand Rapids Griffins, not going to be claimed because of that contract. But 8 of the first 10 games, if you count Pittsburgh, I know they just missed the playoffs, but 8 of the first 10 essentially from teams that made the postseason. And this is a big week because you had New York twice and Nashville twice. I think if the Red Wings stay above 500 in October, I'm going to say yes. That's my caveat. I think it's fair. So Hook called against Rasmus Anderson. 1:45 left to go in Chicago's first power play of the game. We have 8:35 left to go in the first as Rick Ball just got a little tribute here as a return to the Scotiabank Saddledome, now taking the play-by-play job with the Blackhawks alongside Darren Pang. So they really upgraded their crew alongside who they had the last few years, still a young kid. He's going to get another opportunity to build a play-by-play at some point again, no doubt about it. Teuvo Teravainen off the rush. Try to find Connor Bedard. Again, that's my first look ever at Connor Bedard. Again, just in his second season. Ball trying to find this as it's stick chopped away near the right side of the red line. Jonathan Huberdeau now off the rush, short-handed with Nazem Kadri. He'll take a wrist shot. This one goes wide. Teuvo Teravainen trying to spring Bedard with speed. Open right wing entry now for Bertuzzi as this goes in across the wall. D to D. 50 seconds left to go in the Blackhawks' first power play of the game. We're still scoreless. Bedard, he's surveying off the back skate near the right side. Dot. Teravainen, touch pass. Here's a wrister. This one gets blocked in behind the mesh. Here is a bounce. This one does not get out. Teuvo keeps it in. Bedard, extra pass, and now cleared down the ice by Calgary. 25 seconds left to go on the power play as Peter Mrazek will slow it in behind the cage. 3 for 3 in the power play against Edmonton was Chicago on Saturday, so I guess I should be on high alert. Foligno falls down. Here is Brody trying to get this one in between a couple skate blades. It wasn't in the slot. Down to 5 seconds. Pat Maroon. Kurashev was wide open. This will get dispossessed by Chicago, but they still have possession now, as this will be recollected into the neutral zone. So power play expired. Rasmus Andersson will quickly make his change to keep Ryan Huska's lines fresh. Kadri, spin and turn, number 91 with the jersey tuck. Finds an entry now. Right down the gut, takes a wrister. And this one hits the glass. You have all sorts of space. And Hanzik will get his pin. Kuzmenko will watch this one go against the embankment. Now Nazem Kadri unrelenting with Kuzmenko trying to forecheck, get that pressure. Bounce away from Hanzik in between his legs. Chicago now right wing. There's a long shot. This is denied by Dustin Wolf. This will be chipped in off the glass. Picked up now as Rasmus Andersson just took a change, and he's back out there alongside Kevin Ball. Ball outstretched now for Nazem. Left wing side gain the entry. He'll just chip it in, take his change. Connor Zary try to get a pin. He's looked really good early. 6th time in franchise history to win the first 2 games of the year. Again, keep in mind for Calgary, they started 4-1 and began the year last year, and then it all kind of fell apart. Right now they're 3-0. I don't want to talk that into action alongside Cooper Hopkins and myself. I know I'm in Trent Red Wings diehard, and the Flames are his team, but I kind of feel like they're my second team because we've covered them so much, and I enjoy it. This one gets sent back down for Niramanov. Here's a rolling vulcanized rubber. It'll be spun in and around the boards. And now Seth Jones settle it down, bounce pass. Here from 80 feet. This will work out for Huberdeau off the 1-on-3. Good feed. Marty trying to drive the lane. He gets taken out by Mrazek's left pad. And now Bean off a 1-on-2. Mikheyev trying to inside out Jake as Pahal will start it again. It's turned over. Tyler Bertuzzi not giving up on the play. He falls down trying to make a play. He looks like a bowling ball right now. Lost his stick. And now Calgary with Huberdeau. Good soft feed. Here's Mantha. And this first shot will bounce off the right pad of Mrazek. Mantha now. Here for Rasmus Andersson. I wonder if he knows any tricks against his old goaltender. Here's a good long flip. Mantha will get all the way back in his own end. Play it well. He's had a really good start for Calgary. Again, he's been known to be up and down a little bit with Washington and Detroit, but not right now in Calgary. He's full bore. Finishing his checks. He's throwing some fights. He's doing everything right now. Here is an opportunity off the backhand as Pat Maroon lost it. It's loose between the circles. Dustin Wolf makes a great save. And now Lomberg will race down the right wing side. Lomberg half spin. He'll center it out in front. Turnaround chance. Goes near the left side boards. Picked up now Lomberg. Here's a sauce for Coronado. Keeps it alive. Rasmus. This will go back to him. It's a slap shot pinball. Here is Coronado trying to stuff it short side. He scores! Matthew Coronado. And the Flames are out in front. And what a sick skate for Ryan Lomberg. That was hard work from the 4th line for Ryan Huska's squad. It doesn't matter who's doing it right now for the Calgary Flames, but Ryan Lomberg is looking like an absolute superstar on skates, keeping the play alive, little half spins. And now Coronado, Mrazek, nowhere near the goal. Again, I know Steve Dangle alongside the Toronto Maple Leafs would say that if you're a goaltender, tend the goal. Well, you know what, Coronado, as Mrazek needs a map, he'll just stuff it into the wide open cage. 1-0 Flames. With 3:59 left to go in the first, a hard-working goal there. That's definitely what you got to say. So Flames looking good. They got the early lead. Is Coronado getting a long camera shot? I think this is going to be iced. This one going to get tipped in as we get back into the play-by-play off the face-off win. Kind of matriculated out of nowhere. I think Nick Foligno is going to get credit for this. So the captaincy, that one's going to sting a little bit because Calgary really starting to find their skating shoes. Right in off the draw, face-off win. Seth Jones. Man, that's a good skate blade deflection there. Good tip from Foligno as Jones lets it fly outside the right circle. That's not high. That goes high off the chest of Wolfen and in between his legs, and it just rolls in. It's 1-1. That kind of came out of nowhere, but it was a face-off win and an immediate goal. That does give you a little bit of the heebie-jeebies as far as NHL 25, because the way that works now, you could see scoring in the previous play. You don't even see the face-off puck drop, and then the puck's in the back of the net. I'm not exaggerating. It almost felt like that. We will take a break. 3:41 left to go in the first. Nick Foligno has just tied this one at 1.
At Box, we make the most comfortable socks in the history of football. So comfortable, you wish you had more. Visit Box.com and get 20% off your first order. Kamala Harris is going to significantly raise taxes.
Taxes are going to have to go up.
Kamala's plan to raise families' taxes by nearly $2,600 a year. Under Kamala, prices have already soared.
Sunday scored his first ever NHL goal, but it did not come easy, as you might imagine. 8 seasons you can see him toiling around there.
Kamala Harris is going to significantly raise taxes.
Taxes are going to have to go up.
Kamala's plan to raise families' taxes by nearly $2,600 a year. Under Kamala, prices have already soared.
All right, so it's a 1-1 game for just joining us. I got the couple of the scores typed in. W Opinion says Stingray. I appreciate that. Stingray says, me and my friends are doing a baseball tournament during school. What MLB team should I be? Do you have any favorites as far as that, Stingray? Because you could go with some of the ones like the Yankees or the Dodgers, the Phillies, some of the big ones there, or you could go with teams that have not a huge following. The Oakland A's are going to be going to Vegas the last couple of years. That could be a come up. Tampa Bay, the roof just got torn off with Hurricane Milton, so they're going to need a new place to play. They might go to George Steinbrenner Field alongside spring training. Tigers are my team, but you know what? As long as you don't pick the Houston Astros, I'm fine with that. You can't condone that. That's just my 2 cents. Let me know what you choose. Zeri, we'll get this one now. Here for Jonathan Huberto. 2:50 left to go in the first as this is picked up off a back pass. So 1-1 game, a couple goals, lickety split. Now TJ Brody, former Toronto Maple Leaf, with a touch pass now for Kurashev. Here's up the left wing. Dickinson turns on the brakes, stops near the right side. Mikheyev will lose it here for a moment, and here's Zeri. And across the flaming scene, we'll dump it in safely across the Hunter Mrazek. We'll spin this against the boards, and now Zeri try to leave it now for the captaincy in Backlund. Long outstretched pass. I believe this is going to be iced. It will. 2:17 left to go in the opening frame. I picked Detroit, says Stingray. For the Tigers, I appreciate that, my friend. You don't have to do that just because that's my favorite team. But Slippery says I hate Houston. Stole the Oilers name. It used to be the Houston Oilers inside of a football team. So, if you want to take the Tigers, you can jump on that train if you want. My friend Cooper Hopkins, who normally does these games with me, I know he's a diehard Flames fan, but he's from Seattle, so the M's are his team. He's had a lot of heartbreak with them, he's always told me, but he's diehard in there. So, kind of feel like the Seattle teams and then the Flames and Dallas is kind of my second home, as we've done a lot of these over the seasons. I think it's our 3rd season now working together. So it's been a lot of fun, and we'll get in more broadcasts. And then we had the opener with Vancouver. That was a 6-5 win off a 4-1 comeback. I'll be visiting them next month in Seattle. We're going to see the Kraken and the Blackhawks. So I'm covering the Blackhawks today. So go back around the inboards now for Andreas Athanasiou, a former Red Wing. He's got a ton of speed. He's not going to get dispossessed of the puck. He'll shoot this right in the glove hand of Dustin Wolf. He took that one end to end, and then he shot just outside the left circle, and that was stopped by the young netminder. He's supposed to be the goaltender of the future for the Calgary Flames, and I think alongside Dan Bedard, no disrespect to him, that Dustin Wolf will get some time. I can't necessarily tell you it's going to be a 41-game split in the 82-game season, but I think Dustin Wolf over under 30 games might be something that you can easily talk about. I think that's in the conversation. We'll see how well the Flames do throughout the year and whether or not they want to try to make some moves. Kurashev throws it toward the lane, and this will be stopped by the left pad of Wolf. He almost had to get in the full splits. Lombard with Matthew Coronado. That fourth line already got the first point in this game as it's 1-1 with 1:10 left to go in the first. The seats are pretty packed here at the Saddle Dome, which is good to see. They got some good fans, no doubt about it. I'm not just trying to be nice either. As Bull will spin this around the left side boards. Leaving out for Rasmus Anderson, try to find Lomberg in Chicago. This will get picked off. They didn't know where it was for a moment as it bounced off of one of the skate blades. Connor Bedard, too far for him as Lomberg will just stick it in deep. This is now an opportunity for Luke Richardson's squad to take a change as Kuzmenko, Kadri. Here is a left stick save, and he tries to bank it off the backside of Mrazek and behind the cage, and that's to force a draw. It's the second time Mrazek almost got caught swimming in his own goal crease. Again, we talk about that going into this. He's known for it. Nazem Kadri wins a 1-on-2. He beats Seth Jones of the puck, and he tries to just throw it off the backside of Mrazek. 40 seconds left to go in the first. Being an opportunity to try to win an offensive zone draw. He'll do so. Wigger shoots it, pinballs off of Mrazek, and now Chicago quickly try to press the other way. Flames now leading on the shot board 10-7, but it's 1-1. Looks like it could be that way after one. As this one is picked up and across the logo here for Calgary. Again, we are at the Saddle Dome right now. John Underwood on the call. We're just getting set to end the first. Miromanov, former Vegas Golden Knight, is going to get a lot of time now with Calgary as he sits on that top pairing. Kadri, he can't get around that stick check. Good move. Couple times Bertuzzi trying to make a play, but that will end the first. It's 1-1 after one. Foligno and Coronado with the goals. Very entertaining first period. Hope you join me for the second. We'll take our break.
Coronado, the goal scorer for Calgary. Foligno for the Chicago Blackhawks. 1-1 after the opening 20. After the break, we'll send it to the Hockey Central panel with an update.
Type in the goal scorers here in the ESPN box, and then we'll give you some scores in around the league.
Kamala Harris is going to significantly raise taxes.
Taxes are gonna have to go up.
So Nick Foligno,
His taxes are nearly $2,600 a year. Under Kamala, prices have already soared. Now she'd make it worse with even higher taxes.
from Seth Jones and Alec Martinez. It's no problem getting the three-time Stanley Cup champion Alec Martinez in Chicago, a couple times with the LA Kings and once with Vegas. Try to get that experience on the back end. I think that's a smart move for the Blackhawks organization. And then Matthew Coronado. Let me turn this down just in case for music copyright from Justin Kirkland and Rasmus Anderson. As it's 1-1. Let's give you the shots on goal here and give you the reset, and then we'll break into the rest of it. So shots 10-9 for the Blackhawks, hits 6 apiece, face-offs 9-7 for Chicago as well. Just the one power play opportunity, and Chicago was 0 for 1. And I think Calgary had the better of the chances in the first 20 minutes. So with the first break at 11:36, shots on goal were 4-4. With Bedard, you could see the speed. Calgary has been dangerous. Missouri with a showmanship razzle against Murphy with a shot between his legs. And Mrazek made the save near the right dot. Rasmus went to the box, 8:59. Manthan Anderson Lomberg was the one that had the spins, created chaos as Anderson's shot is wide and Coronado scores in an open net against Mrazek. 1-0 Calgary. 3:51 left, an immediate face-off win. In the O-zone is a Jones shot, and Seth Jones that's tipped by Foligno with the stick blade, and in 1-1. That is your reset after one. That was an entertaining opening 20 minutes at the Saddledome. NHL scoreboard watch. The Panthers take the victory over the Blue Jackets. They won that one 4-3. That one has just gone final. Wild have a 3-1 lead over the Blues, but they have 36 in the third. Kraken and the Preds, that's going to be going to a 3-3 tie. Preds have scored one in the second, is only of the second, as they'll end 2 periods. Stars and Sharks both scored twice in the second, as that one goes to intermission. Our featured game is 1-1 between the Blackhawks and Flames at the end of one. Again, the Flyers and Oilers will start about 25 minutes or so from now. Some finals for you. The Lightning go 2-0 on the season as the Canucks lose their first game in regulation 4-1. They get stomped on a little bit. Let me give you those goal scorers. So Nikita Kucherov already his 4th in the second game of the year from Radish and Braden Point. And then Point from Getzel and Ryan McDonough. It was 2-0 Bolts after 2. It was 3-0, 39 seconds in. Anthony Cirelli, Brandon Hagel, and Nick Paul. Connor Garland scored on the power play from Besser and Miller as the Canucks try to get into it for Brandon Hagel. 18:41 in the empty net from Paul and Cirelli. That was it. That was all. As Andrei Vasilevsky, the big cat, stops 26-27. They raised Johnny Gaudreau's name and everything else in the rafters, as there was some not dry eyes here at Columbus. Pretty good to see that number 13 and see alongside his family. It is just heart-wrenching alongside between Matthew and Johnny and in the vacant right wing as they waited for the puck drop. Man, that's gut-wrenching. Think alongside for Sean Monahan as well, to ignite him back with the Flames and in Columbus to try to play with Johnny Gaudreau, and then having all of that happen as everybody's standing wearing number 13 in Johnny hockey jerseys. It's too bad Columbus didn't win this one against the Florida Panthers, or if they went on some kind of dream fever pitch season, even as an arch rival from Ohio and Michigan, I would root Columbus if they won the Stanley Cup. I'd be happy with it. There's been a lot of struggle in that organization, and they deserve much better fate. When you think about it, alongside Kev Lennox, their other goaltender that happened to pass away from a fireworks accident, alongside Manny Legacy, who used to be a goalie here in Detroit, but the goalie coach for Columbus, and then Johnny Gaudreau. That is just utterly gut-wrenching. So we'll get back into the last part of the recap. Again, we mentioned the Lightning win 4-1. Arthur Shelov's 24 out of 27 in the loss as the Canucks drop that one to go to 0-1-2 on the season as they lose 4-1. Your other couple of finals, as we break into that box, the Hurricanes get their first win. They're 1-1. No goals in the first, but Jack Hughes opened the scoring for New Jersey from Jesper Bratt and Jonathan Kovacevic. It was Seth Jarvis and Shane Gostisbehere. I'm not going to get used to seeing Shane Gostisbehere in Carolina, but there they are with Marty Natras and Jesperi Kotkaniemi. 2-1 Canes after 2. Jackson Blake scored from Dmitry Orlov. Again, a pretty good prospect look is Jackson Blake. Nico Hischier on the power play, the captaincy for New Jersey at 15-16, made it a one-goal game, but Sebastian Aho closed it out late from Jacob Slavin and Jordan Martinook. Peter Kochetkov, 23-25 in a very strong performance, and Jacob Markstrom, 30-33 in the loss. Both goaltenders were pretty good, but the Hurricanes got the best of the Devils on this night. And the Panthers, as we mentioned, on an emotional night for Johnny Gaudreau in their home opener. Blue Jackets fall to 1-2 on the year. They lose 4-3. No goals in the first. Cole Sillinger opened the scoring, shorthanded from U of M Wolverine Kent Johnson. And Tom Lundell tied it up from Reinhardt and Nate Schmidt. Sean Monahan from Igor Chinikov and Kirill Marchenko made it 2-1 Blue Jackets. And then Dmitry Kulikov and Sam Reinhardt. Reinhardt's already got 4. He scores with 2 seconds left to go in the period. Those are always backbreakers from Verhaeghe and Bennett. Verhaeghe just signed a, I think, 7x7 deal. That was after the banner drop in Florida. And Alec and I covered that game. Eetu Luostarinen from Reinhardt and Nico Mikkola. And then JVR is in Columbus from Damon Severson and Kevin LeBanc at 17-21. But they win 4-3. Alvis Merzlikins, 18-22 in the loss. And Spencer Knight, 35-38. He was very good in that win. Columbus gave a great effort. They just couldn't solve Spencer Knight enough. One more score for you. The Guardians, it was 3-0 Yankees. It's now 3-2. Josh Naylor's sacrifice to right, which scored Quan and moved Kyle Manzardo to third, and then Brennan Fielder's choice scores Manzardo. It's 3-2 Bronx Bombers. Tim Hill is on the mound for the Yankees, and Eric Zaborowski is on the mound for Cleveland, as the Yankees are up to the bat rack in the bottom 6 with a runner in first and no outs. We'll keep you updated as that moves along. One last thing for me. Is there an NHL team that you cannot stand? Says Stingray. I don't want to say Columbus because it's a bitter rival of Detroit, or Pittsburgh because Detroit from the West and the East at the time when they were playing each other, when Marian Hossa took a loss, then went to Pittsburgh, took a loss, and then, figured it out with the Chicago Blackhawks. He was on both sides. I'm supposed to say, being indoctrinated as a 37-year-old, I still say young man, to hate the Colorado Avalanche with all those rivalries alongside Darren McCarty, Claude Lemieux. I'm supposed to say them, but I can't. Honestly, the short answer is no. I pretty much like all of the NHL teams. Is there ones that I like less? I think alongside, I don't want to say Oilers because I know that you're watching the Oilers game, and Stingray, I want to say good things. I know it's hard for my friend Cooper Hopkins because that's a bitter rivalry. I would say a friendly hatred there with the Oilers, but not for me. I think I'm good all the way across the board. The only ones I don't like are the posts or tweets that take a shot at the Red Wings when they're down and say that they're a garbage organization because they've struggled of late. Again, in the history throughout all of those wins and all of that, you take your shots when you can, I guess, but I just think that's a stupid thing to do against a team like an Original Six and the Red Wings. That's the only time I get upset. Is there a baseball team I hate? I would say the Houston Astros. That definitely is the word I can use. I wish you're not a Sabres fan, says Stingray. It's tough. If you're a Sabres fan, again, I remember Dominic Hasek. I know he was the goaltender of record in '99. I still think Brett Hull was in the crease, and they got screwed there. But that's the way it was back then. But for Dominic Hasek, when he was a Red Wings fan, he kind of dealt with some of the growing issues and some of the injuries, but he was a beast. But for the Sabres, they haven't had a lot to cheer about. I mean, I think Kevin Adams now might be trying to do his best as a GM over there, but it's been really rough. Same thing with Columbus. The luck has been really rough for them as well. But for Buffalo, I just don't think they get the right kind of players there. I mean, even when you get Ryan O'Reilly and Jeff Skinner, but especially O'Reilly, Like, that's a good player. You need to kind of push that forward ahead, and then now he goes to Nashville. You get the good players. It doesn't work out. I don't know what to say about that. And then you go back to Lindy Ruff, who was okay in New Jersey. The New Jersey jab at them. Also, I hate Houston, the city. I'm not going to argue with you on Houston. And I heard that the Garden State for New Jersey kind of smells like the New Orleans Mardi Gras. that's what they say. I don't know though. I haven't really traveled that well. Again, I'm about to go to Seattle in another month. I did go to Vegas. I was able to stay at Caesar's Palace. I watched the Red Wings play in Vegas during March Madness when the Wolverines and all that stuff were going on, when all those teams go on in basketball. And I saw that on my birthday, March 22nd, prior to COVID. So that was like one of the coolest memories that I had. Going to T-Mobile Arena in Vegas was a lot of fun. A lot of people like to hate on Vegas because of what was handed to them in the expansion draft. And a lot of that was unfair because they were more aptly stacked. I don't think that can be argued. But the unique Vegas, dropping the banner to a slot machine, the Ice Girls, all the party atmosphere that they have in there is uniquely Vegas, and that's what you want to have. You want to have fun when you go to a game, and they do it right. That's what you want to have. I'm very interested to see what the atmosphere is going to be like in Climate Pledge. I will be wearing my Matty Beniers jersey. I always got to shout out U of M for the U of M man that I commissioned for Cooper Hopkins to get to me. So I'll be wearing my Matty Beniers jersey fresh from the Kraken store next month. I'm hoping for a win for them against the Blackhawks because if you're going to go to the game, you might as well see the home team win, correct? I still think they're in the midst of a rebuild, though. That playoff against Colorado was fun a couple of years ago. They ran into the Stars, who are a really good hockey team, and we'll see. I think there's still some work to do, but I don't think anybody's downtrodden. Subbed on the main account, but I can't comment, so I subbed there too. I appreciate that, Stinger. I know that was the early one. Again, I pretty much cover NHL, NBA, Major League Baseball. I will be covering the World Series alongside Alec Nava when we get into it around the next week's side. I wanted to get more into the hockey side because of working with the Waterford Sharks here locally in the MIHL. I know it's kind of like a house league between the 5 or 6 teams, but I do play-by-play for them, so it's a good way for me to get practice and keep sharp. My home opener for the banner drop for them was supposed to be on Saturday, but it got consolidated in the next week. They're going to get about 14 home games, 14 road games, and then I will travel during the playoffs and alongside him throughout Michigan, which is fun. But I am looking forward to their banner drop next week as you get to call the home opener at Lakeland Ice Arena in Waterford. Take a break here for the intermission as I'll conserve the pipes. Again, I had to get some refreshers for the flu shot and COVID shot because it's been 3 years. I'm going on a plane and getting all that stuff squared away for next month. So I want to kind of make sure you get the immunizations and all that stuff back up to date. Cooper Hopkins all paid on his hockey tickets. I think we got some good seats in the 100 levels. So I'm really looking forward to that. In less than a month from now, I think it's on the 14th. So less than a month from now, I'll be in Seattle for about 3 days for the first time. Those shots wiped me out. Honestly, I wasn't feeling very good yesterday. Kind of get the headache and arm soreness, and just, I wouldn't say like a fever or anything, but I'm just feeling hot and cold and a little bit lack of energy, dealing with some of that, but I'm starting to get back to probably about 85% right now. Definitely good enough to do the game. I wouldn't miss covering any games. I think it was 3 years ago. I only had COVID once, but when I had that, I ended up doing a game alongside my buddy, and I didn't know I had that. It's like I couldn't put it on. It was like one of the only games I didn't put on YouTube because I couldn't stop coughing. Thankfully, there's a pause button or like a block on the Twitter or X, but not during this stuff on YouTube because that's all you would have heard is audible coughs. So that was rough, but I don't think it's the same now. I'm going to make a custom NHL banner for my Windows background. You should. I would do that. That would be a lot of fun for me. Unapologetically, if I can speak, I just do a bunch of pictures of models. I got Kate Upton in there before Justin Verlander took her. Again, I'm happy to Justin. I hope he retires as a Hall of Famer with Detroit, but Kate's still the real deal. Got to say that. Let's get into the second period. That intermission kind of breezed by. So second period puck drop here in Calgary. We had a good opening 20 minutes as Nick Foligno now tries to get this one the other way as we switch from left to right to left. Connor Zary turnaround chance. And this one will go wide to the left pad of Mrazek as Blake Coleman now wait for Zary. Zary off his back pass. A little sauce here for Rasmus as they'll send this back in around the end boards. Coleman now for Rhineska squad is Backlund. Touch for Coleman. Try to find near the right side dot. Here's a pinch. Couple extra touch pass. Great puck movement for the Flames. But a backhand bounces off the right pad of Peter Mrazek. There will be a half spin now for Chicago in their own end as they'll look to start again with TJ Brody. His pass. Break Teuvo Teravainen. Glove save right for Dustin Wolf. No problem. And we'll get an offensive zone draw for Chicago when we get back to the play in a moment. I just saw this on the back of Dustin Wolf's mask was Johnny Gaudreau's salute to the fans alongside number 13 in Flames uniform. That's a very custom art, really cool decal on the back of his mask. That's a 10 out of 10. Backlund said, hey, this was dropped unfairly. I was kind of hooked. Now Huberdeau tries to find it. This is sent in toward the goal mouth. And now to the left side is Wolf got a piece of it with the right pad. Kurashev had to go. Huberdeau's pass doesn't find anybody. It was too far for Mantha, but he didn't spring that far ahead as Daniel Miramonov will use his outstretched stick. You can always see the size of Miramonov. Not quite Nikita Zadorov, but still, you can see his stature. Try to get more NHL experience. He was just buried on the depth chart for Vegas. They're loaded with good defensemen. Alec Martinez. Hall, turnaround chance. Is blocked in front of the crease. Hall now. Off the pinch. Here is Bertuzzi, but he has to watch as Calgary tried to get this one from 50. Now send it in for Marty Pospisil. He falls down on his wallet. Now for Seth Jones. 18-10. Off to go on the second runner with you. Scotiabank Saddledome. It's a 1-1 game between Chicago and Calgary. Kurashev tried to shoot this one from dot to dot. This bounces off the glass. And now Pospisil will watch near the right side wall. Dustin Wolf will stop it near the right side post. As Calgary looks to race down the left side red line. Single Hanzig in between his legs. Now intercepted across the flaming sea. Here's Jason Dickinson. Dickinson now backhand near the right side dot. Now across the red line. We'll send it D to D as this goes to the left now. Vlasic. Here's a quick wrister. Stop by Wolf with the left pad. And here's a pass too far for Anderson. We'll settle back now. Murphy off the back skate. Get this in the left side red line. 13-9 shots on goal. Chicago involved in a 1-1 tie. They're 1-1-1 on the season. Calgary is open this year. 3-0. Hall outstretched. He'll use it as a full-scale clear. Now touch pass for Pat Maroon. This will be iced against the Blackhawks with 17:09 left to go in the middle frame. Will I stream the Oilers after says Stingray? If my voice could last 2 games I didn't have plans tomorrow, I definitely would. Will I be covering Oilers games? You bet. I will be doing so in the future. I know I was just asked officially if I would cover the Oilers game after. If I didn't have plans and everything else tomorrow, spending time with the missus and to get the travel plans I've done, I probably would cover that. I can't do 2 games right now because I got plans tomorrow, but I will be covering the Oilers in the future. When the Flames and the Oilers play each other, that's always usually a point on television. I'll definitely be doing that as well. Here is an ozone draw for Calgary, and Kirkland is going to get set to take it. Lomberg on his off wing. Kirkland can't get it. Blackhawks now will send this around the embankment as it's too far for Rasmus Anderson. Good touch pass. Anthony Ciu will break this one out ahead as Smith will get this now off the back pass one-timer. This one goes wide off the glass. Chicago now trying to recollect near the left side wall. Anthony Ciu now. Off his back skate, Kaiser will get this one D-to-D. It's loose between a couple backhand pickups, and now Calgary will watch this one get knocked back down. Here's a chance enough to hustle, and Coronado couldn't get there. Murphy got there first. 16:31. We get a hybrid ice against the Flames.
Now, John, you weren't here last year for Coronado's first year. I don't know. I'm sure you've seen it in practice, but he has one great release. He has got a great shot. We haven't seen it tonight in the truest sense. He scored the goal, but it wasn't that incredible wrister snapshot that he's got. He just whipped it. He's got one of the better releases I've seen in a real young player. Well, encouraging for the Flames.
Foligno going to try to take this ozone draw here for Chicago. 16:31 left to go, and the second shots are 13-10 for the Blackhawks, but we're involved still in a 1-1 tie. You have Foligno and Matthew Coronado with the goals right now. It's been a pretty entertaining game, all things considered, between both squads. Again, Calgary is a much better start than anticipated. Teuvo Teravainen, he was brought in to add some offensive support as Dustin Wolf. If he had to do that over again, he probably wouldn't let that one go right behind the net. But Calgary is there. And Chicago, the Luke Richardson squad was just peeled back. They weren't on a forecheck. So Coronado tries to give chase. Teuvo moves it in between his legs, the back one. The back one turns it right over in the neutral zone. Foligno throws it into an open area. It eludes ball, and now Coleman will take a backhanded waft. And I think that this will not go far enough as they finish the check. Chicago was anticipating an icing. I don't blame them, as this goes to the left side red line now. Blake Coleman, Weger, too far for here. Miramonov to the right side. That was a blister of a wrist shot, but that one somehow went off the stick shaft of Mrazek. And then the left side boards off the back skate. This will be sent back down and now iced against Chicago. So we're starting to get a little bit of stoppages here. It is kind of weird covering the Chicago Blackhawks. Before I even started to call play-by-play, you would think about that trio alongside Jonathan Toews, Patrick Kane, Marian Hossa, Duncan Keith, Corey Crawford, and all that mix and all those Stanley Cups. And now the Blackhawks are into a rebuild, but you get generational players like Toews and Kane and Connor Bedard. But they were intentionally trying to be bad and tank, and they got Bedard. They successfully won the tank lottery. Sometimes that does not happen. The Red Wings were bad for a long time, but at least they got Lucas Raymond, but that wasn't a number 1 pick. Pospisil, one-timer, that one goes wide. Miramonov, that was a bomb as well. So the wrister and the slap shot's got a lot of velocity. Foligno turns it right over and it goes off sides. Holy cow. That was dangerous for the Flames. You could have jailbroke right down the middle on Wolf and had a one-on-one. Get a stoppage right at 15 minutes as Ryan Huska looks on. If you ever followed on NBC Sports, you tell me if this doesn't look like a doppelganger. Look at Ryan Huska and Google that on your computer, and look at Pierre Maguire. Those guys, they look like brothers. They really do. Neutral zone draw win. This one sent in. Calgary might be the first to get to this, and Marty Pospisil. He gets hit hard. Cross-checked a little bit too by Vlasic. And now Calgary can't win the race. Here is Hall. Tries to get his shot off, but a good back check for Hall. He tried to get out in front of Tampa Hall, but at least with the stick shaft because he couldn't catch him on pure speed. Even with the ACL, Taylor Hall looks like he's still got all his speed. Former Edmonton Oiler who won the Hart Trophy. 2-on-2. Here is Kadri Rister. He gets knocked down near the left side dot, and we're going to get a call against the Blackhawks. Flames go to the power play for the first time in this game, right at the 14:20 marker. Looks like TJ Brody is going to be the guilty party. Hook against Brody, former Maple Leaf, and it's going to be the first chance for the Flames on the power play. This second period a little more broken than the first period. That was kind of end-to-end action. Dustin Wolf strong, 13 of 14. Peter Mrazek, 9 of 10. As the Flames need to start getting some shots on goal against Peter Mrazek. Feel like they needed to test him. Kurashev will be the one guilty of the hook. I thought it was going to be Brody. My apologies. This one now for Uyghur. And will be sent back down by the Blackhawks. So Miromanov out there with Uyghur. Huberdeau also out there as well. Good forecheck here for Chicago. Try to kill some time. Nazem Kadri up the left side red line. Here's a long outstretched pass. Look out now. Mackenzie Uyghur got to get back there. Here's a drop. Seth Jones cross and a big fan. On the right side, that would have been a wide open 1-T for Jones, but he couldn't get a stick on it. Holy cow. 5 and 6 is the penalty kill for Chicago, as Calgary almost gave up a 2-on-1 break. Try to find the entry now. Fall down again. Kurashev. Kill time. Here's the break now. Dustin Wolf says no. With the left pad. 2 potential breaks. That one materialized. Turnover again. Flames a little discombobulated. Kurashev now trying to find a press. Can the Flames get going here? 2 for 5 on the power play against Philadelphia just a couple days ago. Connor Zary now in behind the goal mouth. He gets dispossessed a couple times. And now the Blackhawks. They have numbers again. Here's Dickinson off the rush. Mantha knocks it away. This is blocked out in front of the wrist shot. And now picked up away from Vlasic. This has been pitiful right now for the Flames on the power play. As Coleman tries to chip it in, almost got the own dump in, and this goes in the player's bench. No penalty when that happens. Flames almost gave up 2 breaks. They surrendered 1, and Kuzmenko trying to distribute the puck near the right side end boards. Good stick in the lane for Foligno, who opened the scoring for Chicago. Inside out against Rasmus, and a touch pass. 1 too many there as Ilya Mikheyev try to get this feed across. It was good work for Chicago nonetheless, but 1 too many passes probably denied a 2-1 shorthanded goal. As it is, it's still 1-1. 25 seconds left to go in the Flames power play. Blake Coleman now trying to find it. Backlund. This gets knocked away from him. Back to Coleman, who gets knocked down. It's a jam session near the left boards. Flames in between a couple skate blades. Somebody got hit pretty hard. There's this knocked down back when he pops right back up. 5 seconds left to go in the Flames power play, but that's going to be it. They're lucky they didn't get scored on. 1-1 still to score. 12:15 left to go in the second. Blackhawks now lead on the shot board 16-10. Anderson overskates the puck. He's got to go back and get it off the back skate in his own end. Here's a pass from 100. Now Chicago will find it off a spin and turn. Here's TJ Brody now. Try to spin for Kurashev. Teuvo Teravainen now sends it in. Rasmus Anderson from Dustin Wolf will take a long flip. Kirkland will just send it ahead as Marty Pospisil gets an outstretched stick. He's already near the bench. You might as well take a change for Ryan Huska's squad. Right down the middle of the ice. Here's an opportunity now. Jones will send this one back for Alec Martinez. Here's Jones. 1-T. Good stop, Wolf. Big rebound off the right pad from Teravainen. Another 1-T. This one right in the breadbasket of Wolf. That one was a first good save off the right pad from Seth Jones. And then the second shot right into the glove hand. He looks calm and confident. He's made a couple of good saves. 11:28 left to go in the middle frame.
Screen time. So worried about self-care. And we got to clear dress codes.
Flyers and Oilers, I know it hasn't popped up on the ESPN box, and it sits at 10 on ESPN, so that will be a national TV game. That should be getting going any moment now, if not already. I appreciate Stingray for following along so much. Yes, you can if you want to update me on that side, and I'll feel free to pass it along.
Take it from me, Sam the Patrick. No one beats champion checkered flag Rio.
Here's why used buyers love Champion Automotive Group.
Seattle is now taking a 5-3 lead over Nashville. If Nashville drops their first 3 games, I'll be mildly concerned. In the second intermission, if I'm still by myself, I'm going to talk about my panic level index early in the year. You let me know what you think.
At Champion Auto Group. Shop like a champion. ChampionAutoInc.com.
Considering this second period is going to end before the first period ends, I think I will flip on Edmonton's game once we get into the intermission.
He was going to Philadelphia, got a party for rehab. It was Foligno who was really keeping him and his spirits up and going throughout the year. Now he's back and he's playing a bit more of a mentoring role. Guys like Connor Bedard, as you might imagine, another former first overall MVP of this league. He's been an extension of Foligno's leadership, saying that he kind of helps him do his job on a daily basis, from the analytics to just the X's and O's. He's a player who's making a difference.
Defensive zone draws. We get back underneath the puck trap. Coronado makes a play. Flames go offside. Coronado, Kirkland. They had the engines firing there, but too much speed for Kirkland as he goes offside. But for Justin Kirkland, again, his first NHL goal against Philadelphia on Saturday. I like that energy that the fourth line's been able to bring with Kirkland, Lomberg, and Coronado. Honestly, as it is right now with the Flames in their 3-0 start, if I'm Ryan Huska, I'm not changing a thing on the back end at least. Paul will send this one in for Mrazek. Kaiser try to push the other way now for the Blackhawks. Find this near the left side boards. And I think somebody just lost either Maroon, couldn't get his stretch there, or Anthony Ciu stretched too far into the left side blue. I'm not sure why they would go offsides there, but it happened. 11:08 left to go in the second as Taylor Hall looks on. Again, just good to see him back out on the ice. Probably be a difference maker for this Blackhawks team. I know they still got some growing to do, but they've got some good NHL veterans on this team to kind of help move things along. I wouldn't be surprised if they start to make some trades as you get closer to the deadline as well. Even alongside the Flames, if Anthony Mantha continues to have a great year, you might see Craig Conroy try to sell high. Who knows? As Pahal will get this in the left side red line off a one outstretched pass. Bounce off Lomberg, spring Coronado again. This is near the right side, but it bounces off an outstretched stick. Good play there for the Blackhawks to deny a chance near the right circle. We'll get another stoppage with 10:44. Been a bit of fits and starts here in this second period, but what I have noticed, especially in the first, Connor Bedard's speed, Dustin Wolf's poise in goal, and a double hit there for Maroon and Smith against the Flames, and Jake Bean, 2 assists, 2 shots in 2 games this season. He's bounced around a little bit. Here's a near the right side boards. It eludes Hull. He picked in off the backhand from Miromanov. Jonathan Huberdeau, as he's stuck near the right side. Huberdeau's not been as noticeable in this game, but I think the scouting report's got to tell you, as Pospisil gets to line up a backhand from Mrazek. Scouting report's got to tell you if you're Chicago, you better key in on Jonathan Huberdeau the way that he's been playing so far early in the year. 3 goals and 4 assists already on the year. So Marty will take an offensive zone draw. 5 points in 3 games, tied for first on the Flames. He's trying to say, am I a third liner or am I more? Right now he's sitting on the second line with Huberdeau and Mantha. Picked in across the Flaming Sea. Again, a youngster who still works on his face-off. That takes time. You can ask that for alongside Connor Bedard or some of these other guys. Still trying to find a way to get that work in. That's pretty tough to do. Anthony Mantha, there's a lot of tricks and trade when it comes to winning draws. High slot, Mantha, Clapper That one goes wide. It was wide open near the right post as Mrazek never saw it. This one goes back down the ice and blown dead again. 9:54 as we're back through the halfway point of this contest. Mrazek shaking out his right hand, drops his glove. I wonder if he got clipped by a stick or the vulcanized rubber as they're looking on Mrazek in his hand. I'm trying to see him move his fingers. Everything else is good. I think he got stung on the inside of his glove, question mark. I want to see what hit. Mantha slapper. This one high off the pad of Marty Pospisil. Try to get jammed up in toward the crease. I think maybe he got his fingers jammed up there. As Rasmus gets this draw. Nazem Kadri, turnaround chance. Picked up now for Kuzmenko. Kuzmenko slowly in around the cage. Turn around now for Hanzig. Outstretched stick will get it to Kuzmenko. Take it D to D. Now near the right side post. Kadri slows up. He's off his back skate. Leads to the left side. Working him behind the cage. Good puck possession here for the Flames. Short side chance. And if Hanzig turned around, he could have put it into an empty net. He never saw it. Picked up now for Kuzmenko. Kuzmenko trying to find him a couple of skate blades. Now Calgary overskates it. Rasmus Anderson stuck on a 1-on-3. Good save for Wolf. Rebound chance to the left side. He closes it down. That was tough luck there for Calgary. They lost it in towards center ice, and that gave Chicago a chance. And this will be blown dead against the Flames. Got a tired unit on the ice. 9:01 left in the second. A little bit of tough luck on that overskate, and Rasmus Anderson had to find himself Johnny on a spot on a 1-on-3, couple chances for Chicago, and Dustin Wolf has looked very comfortable in the crease. And I keep in mind, I'll pull this back up in my notes really quickly, and when we get into a break, I'll type some of those in. But Dustin Wolf's still just 22. It's his 19th game as a big leaguer in the NHL, essentially. This is Bedard. Now near the right side, Connor Bedard with a serious wrister. And this one goes high off the glass. 8:49. We'll have to go in the second. I think we're going to get set to take a break. At least for Dustin Wolf, he was vacating his crease, and Bedard's shot near the right dot hit the post as we go to break.
Taxes by nearly $2,600 a year. Prices have already soared. Now she'd make it worse with even higher taxes. President Trump will cut taxes again. No taxes on tips, overtime, or Social Security. I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message. Let's go explore. Lemon CRV and Pumpkin. Taking.com's 2024 Best Value Brand. Get comfy. There's plenty of space for both passengers and cargo. And feel free to take pictures. Both sides are 204 horsepower CRV hybrid charged in buddy terrain. The rugged CRV. This is how adventure looks. Not fun.
When you order Domino's online, we'll give you a free pizza to use for a future pizza emergency.
So I'll tell you right now, in this second period, although we don't have any goals just yet in the middle frame, it's still 1-1. That Dustin Wolf, when the Flames went to a power play, they give up a couple short-handed breaks and on-man rushes. He looks poised and confident. He's made some good saves. And Bedard, as we just went to break, at 8:49 hit the post near the right side dot.
Today's major part of the game is brought to you by
Flyers and Oilers are scoreless now, according to that ESPN box. I know I'll be getting some updates from Stingray. He says nothing, 2 minutes in. I appreciate that. As we go across, I will give you some more scoring updates and give you a panic index in the second intermission when we hit ours. Defensive zone draw win for Calgary. They need to get on the right side of the shot board here. I think Chicago has had the better period here in this middle stanza. Still 8:35 left to go into it as this game is kind of sailed along. Here's a chance for Bedard and knocks down Wolf. He's got to get back up quickly or Coleman's going to get this puck out. And now there's a delayed hand in the air. So Calgary is going to go to the power play. I'm making sure that Dustin Wolf is okay. I think Bedard trucked him. This is near the right side, Coleman. This one gets shot wide, so it'll be delayed 6-on-5, at least until Chicago touches. Connor Zary, now near the right side, Backlund. Here's Huberdeau. Slap shot, stopped by Mrazek, but it will be the Flames' second power play. We'll see who will go to the box. So Dustin Wolf got bowled over just about 20 seconds ago when I will see this on Sportsnet. I think Connor Bedard's going to the box. So Bedard drives the net, and he gets a stick to up and Dustin Wolf. I don't think Dustin Wolf sold it. Let me look again. Yeah, he got a stick. But up to the mask of Dustin Wolf, that sent him back. Connor Bedard going to the box for a slash against the goaltender. You don't see that very often. Hopefully Dustin Wolf's okay. First power play for the Flames was almost a disaster. No, they didn't give up any goals, but they gave up some short-handed chances. Try to see if they can do a little better here in this 1-1 game. Considering the way Chicago's played in the second, this would go a long way. This is dying right now. And near the right side board, Chicago's just killing time. And now they'll send this in behind their own boards and down the ice. And across 100, picked up off the back ski. As it's Huberdeau. Recollected now, Mackenzie Weegar. This is very meticulous for Connor Zary. Find the entry. Kuzmenko near the right side dot. Send it back around the end boards here for Calgary. Try to go D to D. Weegar with a bounce between his skates. Now a chance for Huberdeau. You got Kadri near the right circle for a 1T. Is this one not cleared out? Is that Jones can't get it out? Kadri's still waiting near that right circle. Now he'll work his way to the middle of the dots. This is Weegar now, near the left side off his cross pass. Here's a wrister, stopped by Mrazek. It's loose. One time between the legs for Kadri gets blocked. That was a pretty good setup there for Zary with a set of hands. And now for the Flames. Off the outside, left side red line. Now left side dot. Zary still stick handling. Huberdeau loses it. His stick is broke. This is to the left side. Mrazek says no. Off the post. Off the backhand. Here's Kadri. Now Huberdeau gets his stick. They're back to 6-on-4. Scores! Goes in! Off the bounce! Huberdeau wasn't there for the longest time, but the Flames still had the puck. Honestly, that could have been another penalty. So Bedard was in the box. They'll pay for it. The Flames are back out in front. I'm not sure what happened there and why there was not a penalty. Andrei Kuzmenko is going to get the power play goal here for Calgary. It was Zary, keeps it in, and right in between the legs a couple times. Kadri off the post. They'll get it to the left side dot. Kuzmenko, Backlund. They'll play catch, and then Kuzmenko on the doorstep. We'll just get that one through. Huberdeau lets it fly. It bounces off Kuzmenko's stick shaft and in the net. So Huberdeau got his stick broken in half. He's going to end up getting a primary assist on that goal. So they still have Calgary on a power play here. I don't know if that's true. We're going to have to count the amount on the ice. As I still see Honzig now off the back pass. Recollected now for, this is Foligno in the box. So back-to-back power plays. That must have just been on the same side when Huberdeau got his stick slashed. So Backlund. Get this now for Mantha. Mantha now to the left side red line. Picked up now away from Honzig. So power play goal for Calgary, and then they go right back to the power play. It's 2-1 Flames. Now to the left side dot. Honzig absorbs a hit. There's Anderson. Touch pass. Coleman got to get back on his horse. Kurashev will watch as Anderson continues to try to just kill some time in Calgary in their own end. Rasmus finds it in between his legs. Leave now for Kadri. Back-to-back power plays for the Flames. He just scored on one with Kuzmenko. Kadri tries to go 1-on-4. Was able to get in the zone. Chicago touch pass leads to a 1-on-1 against Weegar. Here's a jump stop near the right side. Spin. This is left for Alec Martinez. Slap shot. This one will hit the glass and sail away with 5 minutes left to go in the second.
Look at this goal. Kuzmenko, he is a dynamic offensive player. Does a real nice job of staying in front of the net. spoken word and just motion with the stick. Right here.
4:55 left to go in the second. Andrei Kuzmenko has just given the Flames the lead on the power play, but they've got 20 seconds left to work with on another one. Too far off Kuzmenko's skate blade, bounced off his left leg, and now Connor Zary. Start this one again. Kuzmenko, touch pass. Flames enter with speed. Here's Kadri. He gets dispossessed. Kurashev. Now try to go off the races off a 1-on-2, and this will bounce. Dustin Wolf slows it down for Mackenzie Weegar. So the second power play is unsuccessful. Here is Kirkland. One-timer setup, and Mrazek slides over to deny Coronado. That fourth wide activated with a lot of speed, and Ryan Huska has got to be happy with that. We will go to break. Flames now up 2-1.
Kamala Harris is going to significantly raise taxes.
Taxes are gonna have to go up.
Kamala's plan will raise families' taxes by nearly $2,600 a year. Under Kamala, prices have already soared. Now she'll make it worse with even higher taxes.
Taxes are gonna have to go up.
President Trump will cut taxes again. No taxes on tips, overtime, or Social Security. I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
So right at the 13:32 marker, it's Kuzmenko on the power play from Huberdeau and Zary. Huberdeau is having a fantastic start to the year. He's looking like the player that they hoped that they would get when they got Mackenzie Weegar and Huberdeau and Cole Schwint for Matthew Tkachuk. And that is what you want to see, because Huberdeau inked a long deal with a lengthy amount of money at $10 million plus. MLB scoreboard: Yankees as the Guardians we're getting close at 3-2. Yankees blowing it open now in the seventh. They end the seventh. The Bronx Bombers up 6-2. A 10-hit attack, no errors. Guardians, it's 6-2 deficit, and if they lose this one, they'll be going down 2-0 in the best of 7 in the LCS. NLCS tied at 1 apiece in between the Mets and the Dodgers. That one will go back to Citi Field tomorrow.
The Calgary Flames Foundation 60-40 draw is now at just $95,000.
Stingray says, whoa, and I have to take a look. Flyers up 1-0, video review in hand. We'll see if it stands. We'll flip to that game once we get to our intermission. 4:10 left to go in the second. Flames are taking the lead from Andrei Kuzmenko as Vlasic delayed offside against Chicago, so the Flames get free will now. Try to send this one down the ice, but they've iced it themselves. So we will get another stoppage here. We're late into the second period. It's a 2-1 lead for the Flames. They've scored a goal in each of the first 2 periods so far. And now the shot board, which was about +8 for Chicago, is now +3, but Chicago's behind 2-1. So Flames are starting to make an effort here. 6 of 9 on the draws is Kirkland. Now make it 7-10. There's Vlasic will get a piece of it, though, off the bounce. We'll send it toward the cage. That was a good stop for Wolf. I don't know how he saw it. Good opportunity here for Lundberg. Lundberg Coronado will shoot the rubber right into the Mrazek stomach and make the save. So Ryan Lundberg bringing the speed and the intensity. The former Florida Panther, the Cat, is fresh off of the Stanley Cup championship, as he'll get a piece of that stick chop, dispossess the defense, get up to the races. He could have probably crossed that to Coronado. I don't think Brody would have got there in time, but you're never going to blame Lundberg for making the play and doing it himself. Just make sure you get the shot on net. We'll do the draw again. So Andreas Athanasiou will get set to take it here for Chicago, who's got a ton of speed. Again, I remember him a long time with the Detroit Red Wings. Again, he's not much of a defensive player. He's a heavy-minus player, but he brings a lot of speed, and he can score some goals. But defense is not his forte. As it's stolen into the right side by the Flames. Miramonov try to get a stick on it. And now stolen by Brody, who will make a back pass. Smith Try to push this one ahead. Too far for Kurashev. And now Mackenzie Weegar will get this in near the left side red line. Will take it D to D. 3:15 left to go in the second. John and I are with you on the call. This is a good one at Scotiabank Saddledome. Home team's got a 2-1 lead over the Hawks. This is sent in now for Vlasic and put down deep for the Flames. And this will be blown dead as Ball will win the race. So Rasmus Anderson, again, John Abbott is the new play-by-play man. Rick Ball has been the play-by-play man the last decade for the Flames in the TV side alongside Kelly Hurdy. He's moved to the Blackhawks alongside Darren Payne. But he got a nice welcome on the video board. Looking to see on that line for Wyatt Kaiser and Connor Murphy, Martinez and Jones, Vlasic and Brody, what that defensive core for Luke Richardson is going to continue to do. Again, it's much improved, as this is Kuzmenko. Now near the right side, the lefty trying to get the puck alive, still with it, off his backhand. We'll sauce it to Rasmus Anderson, but good dispossessed there for Pat Maroon. 3-time Stanley Cup champion. This will be Ball. This will be flipped in deep. Bounced in a couple times. Now Kaiser will find it. Hit it off the glass. An opportunity for Teuvo Teravainen. This pass, Bedard. Bedard settles it down between his legs. Martinez. Back to Connor. Left side red line. And this bounces off Kadri's stick right into Wolf's glove. 2:19 left to go in the second. Again, at least it didn't take a wicked deflection for Dustin Wolf. He's able to see it, hold on, get the save. I really do like Dustin Wolf's plays. This is the first game I get a chance to watch of the young netminder in his second season, and I know that he has been lofted as the goaltender of the future for the Flames, but I think that we're seeing it for real in this game, especially 37 saves in the 6-3 win Saturday against the Flyers in the home opener. And the Flames fans got a lot to feel good about early in the year. Coleman bounces off the skate blade a couple times at Connor Zary. Backlund finishes his check, and Zary can safely shoot this across the red line. Bounces a couple times. Flames stay on sides. Here is Zary. Will get dispossessed by himself as Weegar tried to slow it down. Here's Backlund. We'll take this one to the right side. Duck will be tipped off of Mrazek and sent back down the ice. The Zebras will blow it dead. 2-1, about our 7th icing that we've had in this second, as things will slow down. Right now, that's in favor of the Flames, trying to take a vice grip on the end of this second period. Stingray says, Oilers benchminer delay a game. Lost to the challenge, 1-0 Philly, by the way. We will follow that as this second period gets set to end. I'll quickly change before we jump back into our featured game. Shot attempts are 43-41 for Calgary. Scoreline's 2-1 for the Flames. Shot board's pretty even as far as shots on goal. It's 21-20. Make it 21 now as Connor Zary will try to get this to Foligno, who picks it back up from Jones. This will be sent in now by Mackenzie Weegar. Miramano will stop it near the left side red line. Zary's in his own end. 1:10 left to go in the second officially here at the Saddledome. Flames are up 2-1. Trying to go 4-0 in the season. Vlasic will send this one down. Here for Dickinson. Picked up off the backhand is Weegar. This will bounce near the right side boards. Miramano will recollect in his own end. Will use the outstretched stick. He gets around Mikheyev. This is Coronado. On a fourth line time for Huska's squad. Delayed offsides against the Blackhawks. Flames try to get this in across the red line. Coronado finishes his hit. We're down to 35 seconds. Coronado off the back skate. Little spinning turn. Will gain his space. On the left side, he falls down off a big body check trying to find Kirkland. Now Vlasic finding ahead. Alex Vlasic will send it in. Here to the right side for Joey Anderson from the Maple Leaf as this one gets sent in. Rasmus got it in the zoned end as the Flames can try this one more time. Stretching from 50 across the red line, bouncing off the mesh. One more stoppage right at 10 seconds. So once I get my notes in, we'll get a little bit of a discussion. We'll flip the channel. I won't give you full play-by-play of the Oilers and the Flyers, considering I'll save my pipes for this one. However, we will take a live look. 10 seconds of center ice draw. Shot board is 21-20 for the Blackhawks, but the Flames trying to get a 2-1 lead into the dressing room. Coronado loses it for a moment. Pospisil sends it in the hole. Shot saved by Wolf right at the horn, and that ends it after 2. Flames take a 2-1 lead. We got 20 minutes left to go at least. We'll see if we need more. Dustin Wolf has looked really good in the crease in this game.
And it's a whole lot better to the net than try and pass it into the slot and perhaps run out of time. Flames head to the dressing room after 40 with a 1-goal lead thanks to Kuzmenko. Hockey Central update with David Amber and Justin Bourne on the other side. Ryan Lessig will return for the panel as well. Really talks about hockey on Sportsnet from the South.
I'm a Mississauga. I live on a dirt road, nowhere near a charging station. So I don't own an electric car. No one should tell us what to buy, and no one's going to mandate anything. But here's the thing. If there's going to be
So Calgary's got the only goal of the second.
right here in Michigan, not China. I approve this message because what to drive is your call, no one else's.
Alyssa Slock for 7.
It's Coos on the power play.
We're so confident in the capability of our SUVs and the performance of our sedans.
From Huberdeau and Zeri at the 13:32 marker.
Warranty on every vehicle in our lineup. The fact that should make you confident in your confidence that you've made the right choice with Kia. Kia, movement that inspires.
At Domino's, we're all about cheese. So you know we had to make our new 5-cheese mac and cheese the crave-worthiest, cheesiest pasta possible.
Shots on goal, 22-20 for Chicago. Hits, there were 6-6 after 1 and 16-9 Flames. Face-offs, 23-20 Chicago. No power plays for Chicago in this period. They're still 0 for 1. Flames. Flames 1 for 3. And then one last look. Seattle's just scored again. It's 7-3 Seattle in Bridgestone against Nashville. Nashville's going to fall to 0-3. Man, oh man. So Kuzmenko from Huberdeau and Zeri. Dustin Wolf, 21-22. He's looked very good. Peter Mrazek, 18-20. Let's take a 5-minute look or so to the Oilers game. If this ESPN app wants to load, I got the 4K Max Fire Stick, but the way that they've done this app, I just don't care for it very much. Off of the update. There we go. We're finally starting to scroll. Okay, so this one, because it's on regular TV, I can do this on the Xfinity stream. So give me just a second. I'll load this up. I'm not going to miss the Flames game. I just want to take a look at this for about 5 minutes. And then I will jump back into the featured contest where it's 2-1 Calgary. Because otherwise I got to do a whole bunch more sign-ins. And I don't really want to do that right now because I don't want to mess anything with the app. It's already working. So Flyers and Oilers, that's a regular ESPN tilt. If it was ESPN Plus, it wouldn't have to. That's on commercial as well. Figures. So let's give you some scoring updates in the second. It's 2-0 Flyers. Mikheyev with a couple power play goals. Welcome, sir. His rookie year for Philadelphia. That's exciting to see. Matej Mikheyev, both goals on the power play from Tippett and then Frost and Konechny. Stuart Skinner, 7 of 9. Samuel Ersson, just 3 of 3.
It's like, Cloud Mom, what's up? This is Mike. And a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A honey pepper pimento chicken sandwich is the pimento cheese. It's savory and delicious, and the fillet itself is perfectly juicy.
Let's look at the four full scores. Kraken scored 4 times in the third. They won 7-3 over the Preds. Preds are falling to 0-3. Stars and Sharks are in a shootout. I didn't see what went final yet. Again, Flyers, Michkov, couple goals. They're up 2-0. We told you about the finals. The other one that did go final, Wild 2-0-2 on the year. They down the Blues 4-1. So let me get to this right now. This is the intermission topic that I was going to talk about. I don't want to get too far ahead of myself for some of you because I know what you're going to say about Edmonton and the 16-game win streak in January and the complete turnaround in amongst the schedule. So give me 1 second. So Chris Knobloch and Paul Coffey, I want to make sure that I got that name correct for Knobloch because I forget sometimes because I'm still thinking about Jay Woodcroft. But for Chris Knobloch, you go ahead and make that change. You get rid of Jay Woodcroft in among that banner game alongside outdoors against the Flames and the Oilers. That was the last one that they won because they tried to make sure that Connor McDavid came back early from injury, but they were still 1-10-1 heading into a loss against the San Jose Sharks, right? It was all panic at that point. And we were wondering what the index was going to be. Right now, the Edmonton Oilers, they were down 3-1 in the Stanley Cup Finals. They get to Game 7, they lose to the Florida Panthers. All well and good at some point. But the Oilers, again, you bring in some names. You got Connor McDavid and Draisaitl, I believe it's still on the same line, but the Sally Pod Cole's in from the Canucks. You got Troy Stetcher, who is a good pickup on the defensive end, but it's still Kulak, Emerson, Nurse, and Stetcher, Matthias Ekholm, and Bouchard. You're not changing that top line. But bring in Victor Arvidsson. You got Jeff Skinner. Change it a little bit. You lose Warren Fogle. You lose some of the other guys on the fourth line side. There's some changes to have been made. And you're still waiting to get Evander Kane back. But here's my thought process with the Oilers. I know they went on that great win streak with the 16 wins. And what I liked about that at the time for the Oilers is they were able to win games 3-2, 2-1, get shutouts, keep the games low scoring, attack with skill when they needed to, but they didn't have to win every game 8-6, 7-5, what they're known for. They were able to play defense, win games like you needed to in the playoffs, and look like a serious hockey team, not just a team that rolls around in the 80s and scores goals. I won't discredit Connor McDavid. I won't discredit Leon Draisaitl as two of the best players in the world. But defense, not their strong suit, right? That core, everybody else played well. I think that they're going to think about Warren Fogle and some of those other losses and say, hey, maybe we're some of those overpays and we couldn't afford them because of the salary cap? Yes. And Walton fires a offhand backhand. It could have been 3-0 Philadelphia off a shorthanded chance. Zach Hyman tries to race. But I think you'll look at some of those losses and say it's going to be a little bit of an adjustment. It's going to be a little bit of an adjustment in our backhand off defense. And again, I know Stuart Skinner gets thrown on the bus a couple times here and there. Sometimes it's warranted. Sometimes it's not. But Stuart Skinner isn't exactly the picture of calmness in behind the goal. Calvin Pickard, if he doesn't get called up last year and make a couple saves in the postseason and win a couple games as he did, the Oilers would have went home a lot sooner. You could have made the argument that Vancouver should have won that series against Edmonton in that second round. So, yes, there was a lot of good regular season play, and the Oilers ended up right where they were supposed to, second in the drivers in the Pacific alongside Vancouver who had a breakout year. Could that still happen again in January for Edmonton? The answer is yes. But as far as 1-10 panic level, with the Oilers, if they don't win today, it'll be the first 4 games at home, which will all be losses. I want to take the midpoint of the panic level, and I want to go right to 6. I'm going to say 6 out of 10 panic. I don't think you can literally say 2 or 3, it's early, look at what happened in January and they figured it out. That might very well still happen because this offense is good and you got some of the best players in the world. But you didn't want to start 0-4 at home against some teams that you should already probably beat. So I'm going to go panic level 6. Stingray says, I'm way too close to calling for the refs' jobs. Hey, if you ever follow along, Stingray, as Steve Dangle alongside his podcast network and all the Leafs games he does, he's talked about that a lot for the Maple Leafs. You can say join the club in the Eastern Conference side. You know how it feels to be a Canadian hockey fan, especially when things aren't going your way. So that's what my panic level conversation is for Edmonton. I'm going to say 6 out of 10. They start 0-4 with 4 straight home games. That's more than mildly concerning. I'm going to flip back into our featured game here on the ESPN app between the Flames. Well, now we have an update, so now I really have to do this quickly. If I miss a minute, I humbly apologize and flip right back into an update. I guess it's good now during the intermission because it would have done that during the live call. So for the Nashville Predators, they fall to 0-3. What's the concern level here for Nashville? Ryan O'Reilly, Philipp Forsberg, Gustav Nyquist, and then Stamkos, Marchessault on that second line. Let's open up this ESPN app because the update's done. Cole Smith, they put in Tommy Novak, Jankowski, Evangelista on the third line with Sissons, Parsonen, and Michael McCarron, as they've tried to, with Andrew Burnett's squad, change it up. Still got Yossi and Fabro, Shea and Shen, and Lozon and Carrier alongside Yusei Saros. I know it hasn't looked good for the Preds so far early with the 0-3, and the Central can be a little bit of a pain in the you-know-what. I'm still going to give alongside Stamkos and Marchessault because of their Stanley Cup pedigree. I know I can say a lot of the same things that we just talked about potentially 0-4 for the Oilers. But I'm going to say the panic level for Nashville right now with their 3 losses is out of 3. I'm going to still say there is some panic. Can't put out 1 and 2. I'll put the number up there, but their defensive pairings are still really good. They've added the offense. If they could have scored, maybe they could have done a little bit more than losing the first round to Vancouver. But let's look at their schedule as they fall to 0-3. Again, they get lambasted against Seattle. They lost to Dallas, got shut out by Detroit. They got shut out 3-0 in the game I saw for the home team. But they played really well against the Red Wings. They played pretty well against Dallas. So just this is the last game is the only one that they didn't. They might have an 0-4 and an 0-3 desperation team on Thursday with Edmonton. And then they'll play Detroit on an early Saturday game before going to Boston. I think they'll figure it out. But that game on Thursday, if you're an Edmonton fan alongside Nashville, you want to see desperation and chaos, I think you'll see it at about 8:15 Eastern as 2 winless teams, if Edmonton doesn't win a day, will face off against each other on Thursday. 2 teams that have aspirations to be pretty good. I got to go to bed. See you next stream, says Stingray. You take care. I'll be right back.
Everybody's here. Not everybody. A lot of people are here to see Connor Bedard, right? The creativity, the brilliance. But the Counter-Trends have a couple of issues of their own that aren't scared to try some pretty crazy things. One right there, and we all remember the overtime winner in Vancouver to open the season. I mean, that takes guts. That's just what the young kids do these days. I think a veteran probably cringes. Here's Martin Pospisil, also in his second year in the NHL, trying and trying, an otherwise pretty tricky play, but they're not afraid to try these things. It's entertaining when they do it, whether they score or not. People love it. It gets them out of their seats. Calgary's got a couple of their own. They're not Bedards, but they're creative.
you use the word fearless to describe the players out there in the ice. We were actually sitting around having a conversation the other day about Connor Zary and how do you describe him as a player? And we racked our brains and we came up with intelligently naive. I don't think half the time he even knows how much trouble he could be putting himself in. He just goes ahead and makes the play. He has such great composure for a young guy. I was super impressed with him from last year, rolling over into this year, but I got to find someone now, a comparable. I've been racking my brain to see who have I played with that came into the league like this guy, and I'm going to have one for you the next time.
Okay. All right, let me get you. I got about 30 seconds or less. Your thoughts on Dustin Wolf? 5 periods under his belt. What have you noticed? What have you liked?
Just, again, another very composed young player. His positioning has been outstanding tonight. He's had to make some really tough saves with some traffic off to the side. He's faced a few 2-on-1s that maybe the Blackhawks haven't done their best on, but he hasn't flinched, and he's done a really nice job so far tonight. 58 saves in 2 and 5 periods. Pretty incredible. Now back on ya.
Okay, we'll step aside. Third period coming up. It's Flames with a 2. Can they hang on? We'll have it for you next.
Is Gen Z the laziest generation?
Yeah. We all work hard.
We expect big promotions right away.
We're addicted to screen time.
So worried about self-care. And we gotta do the dress codes.
We always want everything handed to us. Kids these days.
Kamala Harris is going to significantly raise taxes.
Taxes are gonna have to go up.
Kamala's plan will raise families' taxes by nearly $2,600 a year. Under Kamala, prices have already soared. Now she'd make it worse with even higher taxes.
Taxes are gonna have to go up.
President Trump will cut taxes again. No taxes on tips, overtime, or Social Security. I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
Let's go explore in the Accord from Honda. KBB.com's 2024 Best Value Brand. Its sophisticated silhouette was designed to turn heads at every turn. And the hybrid model's 204 total system horsepower will really get you moving. This is what excitement looks like in a Honda.
Sportsnet after 40 so far. Connor Bedard has been held up the score sheet, and off of that beautiful looking scoreboard, the Sportsnet Jumbotron. Isn't that amazing?
Wow, first thing I noticed when I came into the building a couple of weeks ago for the first preseason game, huge.
So let's get set to start of the third period. The Flames are up 2-1. It's been a good contest. A lot more icings in the second, but still, there's been some pace to it. Connor Bedard not yet on the score sheet, as this will be picked up now for Rasmus Andersson on the left side red line. Leave now for Bull. Off the long flip, and this will be recollected and across the flaming sea. Backlund tried to get chased, but he couldn't find it. It's picked up and across the end boards now and sent in. Away from Wolf. Picked up now to the right side. Here's Bedard. Here's a wrist shot. Stopped by Wolf in the left side post. Again, the speed, the skill for Connor Bedard. You see it every time he's out on the ice. It's not like he's necessarily gotten bottled up, but he's got awareness to get his shot off quickly when he needs to. again, as the skill continues to build around him and he builds camaraderie with his teammates, he doesn't even technically have a full season underneath his belt because of the injury he suffered early last year. Bedard and Celebrini, both of the last two potential rookie of the years, already had to deal with significant injuries in the beginning. Picked up now off the back pass, being an opportunity now for Jones on his back skate. Start this one again from TJ Brody and send it now away from Tyler Bertuzzi. Wolf will go ahead and play this puck as it gets knocked out in the left side red line. And now around to Brody again one more time as it bounces off Bertuzzi near the left side blue line. Mackenzie Weegar now will take this one D to D with Daniel Miramano. Pospisil will lead the rush. Mantha cross Huberdeau. Good save, Mrazek. Huberdeau tried to get another piece of it, but he just ran out of room as we'll get a face-off and a stoppage with 18:38 in the third. That was a good play by that entire line, and Huberdeau, as the puck was trying to get to him from Mantha, as he backhanded that feed through traffic. Huberdeau trying to pick it up between his skate blades, and it went right to Mrazek's left pad. They'll just turn around and grab it really quickly and get a whistle. This will be a draw that'll be won by the Blackhawks. 2 goals and 2 assists for Huberdeau, 4 points, and that Saturday game against the Flyers. Good move there for Dickinson. Leaves it for Anderson near the right side inboards now. Kurashev will lose it for a moment as this bounces off of one of the Zebras. Picked up now, Kuzmenko. Try to get this off the left side line, and Kurashev one more time up and outstretch. It'll get too far. Mrazek will stop this with his stick, send it ahead with a little bit of a pass, feed from Anderson, and across the flaming sea right down the gut. This shot gets blocked off Rasmus and goes up and out of play. 18 minutes left to go in the third. John on here with you on the call. It's a solo drive today between the Flames and the Blackhawks. Again, Cooper Hopkins not going to be involved in every single one of these games, but I will still cover some of these Flames games without him because this is extended scouting for the trip next month. 6-3-2, less than a month now officially. I'm excited for that. I'm trying to get the rest of the planning done tomorrow as far as what we need. So really looking forward to visiting Cooper Hopkins in Seattle. Miromanov. This will be stick chopped a couple times, and Kirkland off the back seat will send this in the left side red line. Shots are 24-20 as Vlasic. Now I'll try to take this one left to right against Chicago in the white jerseys with the black pants and the red striping. You have the sea of red jerseys for Calgary and mixed with the gold and white striping near the back end of the jersey. And the first thing you notice is that new scoreboard. I think that was bought out from Sportsnet alongside Telus because they couldn't plug it into the old stuff anymore. And the sad part is they can't drag that new scoreboard into the new arena. They're going to have to build yet another one. But that is definitely nice as it's upgraded into the building. We'll still have it for at least, I think, 2 or 3 more seasons before Calgary gets their new barn. And I know the Saddle Dome will be a lot of memories. I'd like to actually visit that place with Cooper before they close up shop. That would be cool to see. I just got to get a Kadri jersey. Maybe even Connor Zary. Who knows? Backlund slapper off the rush. This one stopped. That was a 94. Mrazek will hold on. Able to get a full speed ignite down the left wing line. And that was really good work there from guess who? Picked up there from Lundberg to Backlund. Backlund said, you know what, I'm just going to get vicious intent. Fire a low slap shot. Mrazek was way out of the crease. That right side of the mesh was open to shoot at, but at least Mrazek closed off the angle. That's what you want to see from a goaltender there. This is contested by Zary. And near the left side is this, might have hit him in the face with a stick. It looks no worse for wear, though. Here's Connor Bedard off the rush, cross pass. This one gets denied. Good stick in the lane from Rasmus Anderson as Bedard tried to turn on the Jets. 16:45 in the third. Seth Jones. Now back now for Kurashev. Bounce in too deep. Now Rasmus Anderson pick it up in his own end. Back pass him on the boards for ball. Backlund. Get this on the right side red line. Calgary and slow it down a little bit for Jake Bean as they'll get their change on the defensive end, at least for Ryan Huska's squad. Still a 2-1 lead for Calgary with 16:20 left in the third. Marty here from Murphy. He finishes his check. And Calgary, Bertuzzi will give chase. We'll send this one down deep. Murphy loses it for a moment. Here's Hall with a sauce. Here for Kurashev. This one bouncing off the referee. It's Pospisil now. Outstretched feed. Open on the right wing. Here is Mantha. Power forward type body. Leaving now for Huberdeau. Huberdeau. Blind back pass. Now to the defense for Mirmanov, and this one gets blocked. Pospisil finishes his hit. He's trying to win the puck. Goes to Huberdeau. Nice play between his legs. Set up Weger for the clapper. This one gets blocked. That's Stung, one of the Blackhawks. Picked up now for Murphy. Murphy now will send it in and take his change for Luke Richardson's squad. Still 2-1 Calgary. 15:30 left to go in the third. John Under with you on the call. Following along on the X Space and YouTube per usual. Enjoying this one. Sending around the end board. Stolen by Kuzmenko. Vlasic finishes his hit. Still with Calgary right now. Their go-ahead goal was a power play one from Kuz, who's got it. Try to send it out in front of the net for Kadri. Try to look for TJ Brody. Bounces off of Kadri. Out of the left side red line. Safeguarded in the defensive end of the Flames. Ball will finish his check. Rasmus Sanderson. Now off the back pass. Here's Kuz. Try to spin Hanzig. Hanzig will stay on his feet as this one gets dumped in for Peter Mrazek and put it in behind the red line. Pass from 100 off the back seat. Connor Bedard finally gets dispossessed, but even skating backwards, he's fast. As it's Jake Bean goes in the left side red line, cleared in by Mrazek. He'll touch. He'll make a back pass instead of going the right way. Here's Bedard off the sauce. Try to spring off the left side. Now Dickinson. Put it in behind the inboards for Teuvo. Teuvo now for Jones. Jones, this will get picked off. We'll get a whistle. 14-18. Is Calgary going to go to the box? I'm not sure what we're calling here. With 14-18 left in the third. I think from the crowd reaction, we might get one. Kurashev, I think, was banged up a little bit. High stick is the call against the Flames. I heard that on the TV side at least. Somebody got banged up. I think that was Kurashev with a blocked shot that we referenced about a minute and a half ago. Weger, Kurashev, that one hit him on the instep of the left skate. He is really hurt, and he's still in pain on the bench. And a high stick Pahal, that against Foligno. So Pahal going to go to the box, and Chicago gets an opportunity to tie this thing. 5:42, that was called, with 14-18 left in the third. High stick against Foligno by Pahal. Chicago 0 for 1 on the power play. It's their second chance with no shots just yet. Bertuzzi loses it off to the hustle. Bertuzzi trying to get there first. And he will use his long reach to go ahead and recollect Kurashev. This is dangerous. It's turned over. A big bounce out in front, and the Flames, they didn't score because they got bounced out in front and blocked. Mrazek again swimming in the goal crease for the third time today. That could have been a short and a goal. So 4 for 5 with the Flames in the kill in the last two games at 80%. Off the back pass, now on the left side blue line. Picked up now Jones. Bedard. Rister. The save by Wolf. Rebound by Bertuzzi. All sorts of chaos, and then down the ice. Wolf made a great save on Connor Bedard as from in tight. He toe dragged that thing just to try to find some space, and he did so right in the slot. 55 seconds left to go on the power play. Jones will send it in. Wolf's got to get back in the crease. He'll do so, and the Flames will catapult this thing down the ice according to the length, 200 feet. 13 minutes exactly left to go in the third. John Underwood from Scotiabank Saddledome. Flames trying to go 4-0-0 on this young season. We'll continue to monitor what Edmonton's doing. They might fall to 0-4. They were down 2-0. Michkov scores a pair of goals as he's made his entry here for Philadelphia to begin the year. And that young rookie is talented, that's for sure. Alec Martinez, left side red line. Ball blocks it. Wolf gets a piece. 15 seconds left to go in the Chicago power plays. Vlasic gets dispossessed. This is stolen by Pat Maroon. Back to Vlasic. He's stuck in and pinched. Here is a cross. This one deflected. Bean trying to get it out. He can't. Power play down to 2. Kurashev, right side red line. Bean still trying to work with this. This left side right up for Kurashev. Good save, Wolf. Now it's loose. And between the left side red line as the fans get to their feet. Taylor Hall Good stick chop. He can't find the puck. And now Backlund, captaincy for the Flames. He can push ahead. Here's Coleman. He'll get dispossessed off the back skate. Long outstretched pass. Here's a rush. This one gets shot high. Anderson lost his stick for a moment. He'll get it back. It's Nazem Kadri. Kadri. And across the flaming sea, Kuzmenko gets bodied off by a hit, number 91, trying to find it. Good action here in this third. Honzig in between his legs. This is picked off. Now an opportunity to go up ice, but Honzig is there off the back skate. Lead for Kadri. Safely gain the blue line. Now find an entry here for Connor Bedard. Wrister. Oh my goodness, what a save by Wolf. As that had some nasty intentions off the wrister from Bedard. That was a heat seeker. He'll make the save.
That we offer a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited warranty on every vehicle in our lineup. A fact that should make you confident in your confidence that you've made the right choice with Kia. Kia, movement that inspires.
We ordered Domino's online. We'll give you a free pizza to use for a future pizza emergency. So you'll have an emergency pizza. A free pizza when you need it most. Yeah. Thank you. Enjoy.
End of one. It's still 2-0 Michkov and Philadelphia Flyers against Edmonton. Again, all four of those games for Edmonton have been on home ice. That is not what you want if you're an Oilers fan.
Quality eyewear and eye care should be affordable for all. Should it? On the Specsavers. Connor Bedard, as advertised, he has been just absolutely spectacular. Fun to watch him tonight. 7 shots on goal, 8 attempts. By the way, 7 shots on goal. That ties the career high. Just his vision. It's been real fun to watch. I know all the Calgary Flames fans are seeing him for the first time here in the Scotiabank Saddledome are thrilled. And they're even more thrilled that the Flames are on 2-1. And they're getting to see the young superstar.
Rasmus Anderson, and then the shot goes wide as we turn back into the action. We've got 11 minutes left to go in the third as the Flames still trying to work alongside a 2-1 lead and trying to go 4-0-0 on the young season. And a little bit of scouting assignment for me for the Blackhawks and the Flames. Didn't get to see Dustin Wolf in a full game for the first time. So there is a lot to look forward to. And Dustin Wolf, I mean, you talk about Connor Bedard, 7 shots on goal in this game, and tons of speed as Kelly already just profiled. But for Dustin Wolf, he's looked very good. Anthony Mantha trying to put on some moves. And now the Blackhawks will push the other way. But a really good back skate for Jonathan Huberdeau. Gets possession of the puck. They're working across the neutral zone. Tip there off of Mantha's stick blade in another crowd. Look out over there. 10:22 left in the third, and we get a stoppage. But at times in this game, I know we've seen some icings, but the end-to-end speed has been very noticeable. It's been a fun game up and down the ice. I do think Dustin Wolf has shown out very well. Mrazek probably cost his team 1 goal as far as his location, but that was a really hard work there from Wallenberg and finished up by Coronado. But Mrazek was never in the goal crease. As Anderson now trying to get this on the left side again for Dickinson. Dickinson now gets shoved in behind the net off a hold and pin. Huberdeau trying to locate near the right side. He's just waiting near the dot. Dickinson down on his legs as Weegar tries to pry this loose. Got to be careful you don't commit too many. You still got to have bodies in front of the net just in case, as this will be near the left side blue line. Sent back in by Mikheyev Miramonov as Blackhawks have puck possession. Here's a touch. Slapper stopped by the right pad of Wolf. I'm not sure how he saw it. All sorts of traffic there for the Hawks. Dickinson takes a huge hit, falls to his feet. He might get back up and get this puck. This did not find Huberdeau. This will go D-to-D from Brody. Here's another one-timer. Sacrificial block there for the Flames. They're able to get this one out now with Miramonov. Send this one down with Marty Pospisil. Takes a big hit. His leg buckled. He is slow to get up now as he got tangled up a little bit. Hope that he is okay. He is trying to get to his feet. Hopefully he just got the wind knocked out from underneath him. But Marty Pospisil really took a hard hit into the left side boards as the trainers come out. You do not want to see this because Marty's been so good to begin the year. And even in last year, we got a chance to see Marty as he eludes a hit. I think he just lost his skate edge as Bertuzzi might have got a piece of his leg. And that's what tied him up and got him all discombobulated. And he fell maybe on the calf, or he got the wind sucked out from underneath him because he fell hard to his stomach. He could not brace himself. So Pospisil is looking winded, but skating into the bench. I think he's going to be okay. He just got his oxygen sucked from underneath him. We'll take a break.
Taxes by nearly $2,600 a year. Under Kamala, prices have already soared. Now she'd make it worse with even higher taxes.
Taxes are gonna have to go up?
President Trump will cut taxes again. No taxes on tips, overtime, or Social Security. I want you to talk and approve this message.
Take it from me, it's the factory. You'll fall in love with our selection and savings.
Champion Auto Group has you covered. 7 new car brands, 7 convenient locations, over 1,000 used, in stock and on sale.
That includes Champion's lifetime powertrain protection. With 7 convenient locations, you win big at Champion Auto Group. Shop like a champion. ChampionAutoInc.com. From summer loves to home visits. So many ways to save. Life ready.
So I think we can take a breath for Marty Pospisil and his safety, because I think he just took a heavy hit from Bertuzzi. Accidentally got tripped from the right blade of the skate. Fell down, couldn't brace himself, hit him right in the gut, took the breath right out of his lungs. But he should be okay. Yankees won a 6-3 final over the Guardians. They got a 2-0 series lead of the ALCS. Thank you for joining me consistently here on this YouTube side. It's been a lot of fun to interact with the comments, and I wish Stingray well. I know he was working hard in that comments section. I know right now on the YouTube question, I said, can the Flames maintain this hot start? And you guys say no. I know right now that's probably the confident answer. Let's see if they can get maybe points in 7 of the first 10 games, something like that, and then maybe where we go from there if the Flames can do so, because it's been a lot of fun to watch. And these young kids deserve it. I know Craig Conroy's already done a lot to jumpstart this rebuild. There's still a lot left to do. It's the same for the Blackhawks as well. 8:50 left to go in the third as we jump back into the play-by-play. Miramonov. This will be blocked, but it's right to Wager. Wager now will use a smart clear in off the glass. Seth Jones with a serious vertical, looking like a basketball player there. Trying to keep this one, but the face-off I think is going to come out to the neutral zone. 8:41 left in the third. Shots on goal are 30-24. As Miramonov will continue to get more season again. He doesn't even have a season under his belt. Same thing for Connor Zary. Marty Pospisil, not a full season of work. Connor Bedard, not a full season of work for Chicago. There's a lot of different young talent coming in. Artem Lepshinov, who was the second pick for the Spartans, who's a really big defenseman who can kind of play a two-way game, will be someone to watch. Hopefully, if Lepshinov isn't that seriously injured by next month, they get a chance to see him in the lineup. And we get a chance to watch the Kraken. Picked up by Patrick Maroon. We sticked away by Ball. And on the left side, Maroon gets sidestep off of the head as Kadri eludes him. This will go D to D. Rister toward the net, and Wolf. Again, he has been steady. 8-11 in the third. We get another stoppage after that save with the offensive zone draw for Chicago. 31-24 on the shot board for the Hawks. I don't think that they played a bad game. This game has been physical at times. It's been fun. Again, this third period is scoreless so far. Just a pair of goals for Calgary in the first and second. And then Foligno with the redirect off of Wolf. Really, that's the only chance he couldn't save. He stopped everything else. As we are more than halfway through this third. Face-off win for the Flames. They go for another deflection as Foligno was right there trying to get his second. He gets dumped out in front of the net, though, on his second effort. And now Zary has to be careful. It'll fall to Coleman. Coleman tried to jump over his man to make a play, and I would have fell out of my seat. Now back here for Rasmus Anderson and Ball. Ball will get this in across the red line here for Blake Coleman as it's sent down deep. 7:40 left to go in the third. Can the Flames go 4-0-0 to begin this young season? That would be quite a story. Jones will get dispossessed. Good work for Blake. Nice setup here for Lomberg. It's 1-on-3. He'll take his wrister, get it blocked, almost got it back again. Foligno now for Bedard. Good touch pass. Try to get it going the other way. Coleman not missing his forecheck on Matthew Coronado. Now an opportunity for Kurashev, a 1-on-3. They'll just buy some time as Bedard will send this one around the end boards. Now Brody, slap shot. This one blocked. Picked up for Lomberg as that shot got blocked by Mackenzie Weegar. Sent back down and iced against Calgary with 6:59 left to go in this fast-moving game. Almost ashamed to say that it's over, but if the right team can win the result, I'll take it and happily write the story. I know there's going to be a few talking points that I'm definitely going to hit before I get busy tomorrow with some plans. But this has been a game that's been a lot of fun to watch two teams. One that I've covered a lot, one that I've never covered over the last couple of years. But the Chicago team can be a little dangerous, I think, as the season moves along and everybody else starts to get acclimated. And for the Flames, it's just hard-working shifts. Kirkland will take a chip and send it in. Kirkland now trying to get around Vlasic as Vlasic will try to take it left to right. 6:40 left to go in the third. Bounced right to Mantha. And now back to the defense. Now Anthony will start it again. Here's a rolling puck. Rick Corral by Ball. Huberdeau will take a go-ahead feed. And alongside for Marty Pospisil, who got tangled up, but he's right back out there after gaining his win. Huberdeau, Pospisil. This gets knocked away. Bertuzzi just watching right now as this one's sent back down the ice. Is it going to be far enough for icing? Yes, it is. A warbling vulcanized rubber. Be sent the other way. Offensive zone upcoming as Pahal flips it right to the ref.
The inside of his lip, I believe. Yeah, right there, it looks near the knee, and then he was definitely not feeling great after that block. Oh, okay, he's looking better now. When he first went to the bench, it looked as though it might have been a problem.
So Mackenzie Weegar is last one off the instep of his right skate. 2 goals and assists and 6 shots in the first 2 games. Chicago sends this back down. We're going to do this again. 6 minutes left to go in the third. Joiner with you from the Scotiabank Saddle Dome. Tomorrow, Wednesday night, Scotiabank hockey is going to be Kings and Leafs. Kings have been involved in a lot of extra overtime affairs here early as we got some silly kids in the Scotiabank Saddle Dome. They're excited right now to watch their Flames, and I imagine they should be. Everybody is pretty full right now at the Saddle Dome. It's good to see. Slapper, this one covered up by Mrazek. Nazem Kadri takes a tumble inside the net, and we get our first pushing and shoving of this game. Kadri got cleaned out right inside the crease. They want to make sure not to mess with Kadri. Kadri's like, you know what, man, I'm sorry. I didn't even get a piece of it. And Mrazek gets a little bit of a smile. So no worse for wear. Nazem Kadri is one of the good guys, one of the best that we have in this league. And I'm going to say that with the utmost respect. Doesn't matter if I cover the Flames a lot or no. 5:58 left in the third, and we'll go to break.
Champion Auto Group has you covered. 7 new car brands, 7 convenient locations, over 1,000 used, in stock and on sale.
And that includes Champion's lifetime powertrain protection. With 7 convenient locations, you can pick at
So game looks to be in good standing right now for Calgary, but you never know. There's still about 5 minutes left to go. 5:58 in the third, to be exact, as we get our commercial break. Edmonton and Philadelphia back underneath the action now. Mikheyev with a couple. Philadelphia's got a 2-0 lead. Edmonton in danger of falling 0-4-0 on the young season. Stars winning the shootout over the Sharks. Sharks winless, but 0-1-2. I wish I had Cooper Hopkins in here right now because you got Nick DeSimone, who scored at 29. Again, you have Kirkland at age 28. But some of the Calgary names that have been up there on the board, honestly, there's a couple of them I didn't recognize in the late 90s. I'm sure the encyclopedia that he can be about his own team, that he would have involved me a little bit, that I could have shared more with you, but always good work there for Sportsnet. So 5:35 officially left to go in this third as we get an icing here against the Blackhawks. So again, the previous into what I mentioned in the recorder, can't follow along on ESPN as much because they might be off by a minute. Appreciate you guys jumping in and out of the stream. There's been a lot of you hopping on the YouTube side, and again, I humbly appreciate it. My hope is maybe Thursday, but if not Saturday, because my Waterford Sharks home opener got pushed till next week. So Saturday we'll definitely get a stream. We'll see if it'll be baseball or hockey. Here's a fake slapper here for Uyghur. Working back around the inboards now for Anthony Mantha. Still a 2-1 scoreline. Kuzmenko power play goal in the second was the latest that we had, and that's where we are. 2-1 Flames with 5:15 left to go in the third. Clearing attempt will bounce off of Kurashev and now sent back down for Vlasic. Vlasic starting again off his back skate. Send this pass ahead as they'll try to work across 200 feet. Connor Bedard off a 1-on-2. Here's a side angle chance that goes near the left post, but wide off the glass. 4:50 left to go in the third. It's turned over. Here's a pass right down the middle there. Foligno sets it up for Jones. 4:45 left. Jones from Foligno. He's open to the right side dot for the Flames with Pospisil. Send it ahead. He's going to get his own dump and chase. Marty's still with it. They're trying to kill some time as the Flames are taking a change for Ryan Uska's squad. Right now, I wouldn't say park the bus, but you got to get your defensive attention in order here and secure this win. That's really what you need right now. Blake Coleman, left side blue line. This one will be onside, but it'll be sent back deep. There's a race for the puck, and Dickinson was turning on the burners, but the Blackhawks will ice again. You think Bedard's probably got, with 4:16 left, 3 shifts or more, depending on what we see in the timeout. We know Luke Richardson's going to call it to get him back there on the ice. And the Flames trying to bottle him up right in front of the net, hold his stick, make sure he can't get anything toward the surface of the ice for deflections or get a quick pass. Good offensive zone draw win and support as Bean will send this one down deep in Chicago's end. Off the back skate was Coleman, but it is Michael Backlund, the captain. See, he'll get dispossessed by Brody. Teuvo Teravainen will watch as he'll break out near the right wing side. This is Jones, and Vlasic will send this one down deep. Dickinson gets hit pretty good. It's in behind the inboards now as Backlund have to get out in front. Vlasic will blow by his man. There's a back pass and a good play in the defensive lane by Miramanov as it was a wide open goal now. Murphy, here is Kurashev. We'll send it in deep, and it goes over the glass. 3:34 off the stick. No penalty, but that was Miramanov, I think, or Bean. That might have saved the goal. We'll take a look at it here on the Sportsnet side. Back pass. Jake Bean gets a piece of the puck with the stick shaft on a wide open feed in the back post for the Blackhawks. 3:34 left to go in the third. Shot board now reads 32-25 Blackhawks, but it's still 2-1 Calgary. Nazem win a defensive zone draw against Taylor Hall. Now Miramanov will spin. Leave now for Weegar. 3:20 left to go in this third as it bounces. Picked up now by Taylor Hall and sent in from 100 feet. Bertuzzi, they couldn't find him as this is now near the blue line side. Settled down for Murphy. Oh, what a hit! And on the right side as Connor Murphy lays the wood to the one of the upstanding Flames. Hopefully they pop up, but that was a massive collision as this one goes on the other side of the boards. Hopefully Sportsnet shows it. Samuel Honzik gets absolutely put to the cleaners. 2:50 left to go in the third. 32-25 on the shot board. Here's Smith now. Matriculated off the boards. And near the left side, Wolf gets a piece. As this is still with Kaiser now. Blackhawks turning up the heat in the kitchen as it's getting late. Here's a chance in front of the slot for Smith. This one gets blocked. Maroon, this will get blocked now. Connor Zary, his only duty right now is to get this puck out. Flames need a third effort. They'll get it down the ice. If they take an icing, I think they'll live with it. 2:20 left. Holmzig got cleaned out as he's saying that he's okay. So Connor Murphy, oh man, that's right toward the head of an elbow. And that looked kind of 50-50, but I think that was clean as Murphy doesn't leave his feet, but he powers through Holmzig, who took a big piece of the lumber and slams his stick on the bench. I know the training staff, they kind of got out of the way. Empty net off the face-off loss. This one goes down the ice and blown dead against the Flames. So Holmzig was really upset as he got lit up like a Christmas tree there from Murphy. But he popped up, and Rasmus Anderson, maybe off the empty net that it got deflected off something. Kurashev's going to take this draw against Backlund. You got Hall and Bertuzzi on that line. Bedard is your extra attacker. He's playing the defensive end at this moment. 2-1 Calgary. Chicago with the empty net. And Rasmus Anderson, as the puck was played with a high stick, will do it again with 2:07 left. Calgary, again, at that moment, they can win this one. They're up 2-1. Peter Mrazek is in the bench. That it would be a 4-0-0 start for Calgary. They would get all 8 points of the season right now. The Oilers, on last check, were down 2-0, courtesy of Michkov. A pair of power play goals for Philadelphia. I'll be flipping that one on as I write the game story. Hopefully, if Cooper Hopkins does listen to this late at some point, I would say good luck to the Flames here in this last 2:07. See if they can close it out. We know that there's going to be a fever pitch of a push here from Chicago. Kurashev as Coleman goes too early. Here's a warning, one more of those, and that would be a penalty against the Flames. So now Kadri's got to be very careful here to make sure he doesn't jump. So they'll put Coleman in on the draw. Took Kadri out of it. We're underway. Here's Bedard. Drop now for Jones. This is tipped. Picked up by Bedard. Oh, toe drag. Huberdeau will get it out across the blue line. That's the only thing that matters right now. Yawning cage for Chicago. Calgary does not need to score. They're up 2-1. 1:40 left to go in this third. Here's Jones off the sauce near the left side dot. Back and behind the boards. Teuvo Teravainen to Connor Bedard to the traffic stop by Wolf. This is not cleared out. Ball. Now back here for Rasmus Anderson. What's he going to do? He lifts it down the length, bounces off the Blackhawks, and now Jones have to find the entry. Here's Teravainen. Set it in for Bertuzzi. Back in behind the goal mouth. This bounces away from Kurashev. Down to 1:10. Flames get this one down the ice. Not deep enough for icing, however, as Taylor Hall, Michael Backlund, a little bit of a courtesy forecheck here as it's down to the final minute. Flames up 2-1. Full sail dump into the zone. Weegar now. This gets chopped away from Teuvo Teravainen. Here's Miramonov as the Flames just trying to kill some time. Sharp angle chance from Bedard. Wolf saw it with the right pad. Connor, he's been out there the whole time. His sauce pads gets deflected. Turn it on the burners. Coleman scores! Empty netter. And the Flames are going to take this one home. I keep confusing. My apologies. Coleman with Coronado. I got to get my digits straight. Matthew Coronado opened the scoring for the Flames, and now Coronado is going to pot the empty netter as he beat the race. He beat everybody to the puck, and he scores it in the yawning cage. And the Flames just have to close this one out. They're going to win their first 4 games of the season after a sacrificial block from the assistant captain in for Blake Coleman. Coleman was the one who blocked it as he rushed his way to the bench. He got stick taps and everybody as it bounced in off of his instep. 38 seconds left to go. Flames now take a 3-1 lead. Coronado's got his second of the game, his second of the season. This is chopped by Lomberg, gets the steal for a moment. Joey Anderson now try to pick it up. Sent down deep here for Ball. Coronado, his second of the season on an empty net from Backlund. Here's Vlasic. Good block there for Kirkland. Down to 15 seconds. Another block for Kirkland as he's sliding all over the place. Excellent work for the fourth liner. Down to 5. Here's a back pass. Turnaround chance toward the net. This is funneled in toward the Flames. That's going to do it. Calgary wins this one 3-1. Coronado with the insurance. Kirkland with a bunch of taps there for Lomberg, and Dustin Wolf was fantastic as the Flames now go to 4-0 on the regular season. They're going to be leading this Pacific. They are having some fun here early in the regular season, and we're going to see which way that this goes. I think they're going to be off now until Saturday. They're going to get some time. Again, they had a back-to-back between Philadelphia and Edmonton on Saturday and Sunday. They won 6-3 and 4-1, 6-5 in the opener, and now they win 3-1 against Chicago. They're going to be off till Saturday as they'll travel the Climate Pledge to take on the Seattle Kraken. Who knows? I might cover that one again. We might have some fun with the Calgary Flames on the Saturday side. We'll see. That one's at 10 Eastern on Saturday. Have a good one. I'll be signing out. Flames take it 3-1 against the Chicago Blackhawks. They win their first 4 games of the young season. See you guys later.
Calgary comes up with a 3-1 win on home ice to remain undefeated with a 4-0 start to the season. Sportsnet Central, Canada Vodka, coming up. Flames continue to be undefeated this NHL season.
That's going to do it for me, guys. I will see you tomorrow, or not tomorrow, maybe Saturday, but at least we'll figure it out during the week. Again, my Sharks assignment was canceled for the week, so we'll put the home opener into next week, still consolidating the whole schedule. So Saturday, I'll be back with another stream. I'll talk to you guys very soon. Have a good one.